Good afternoon and welcome to Rebels Radio. Once again live here from Holloway's Park for the Calor League Division 1 Central match today between Slough Town and Royston Town. Holloway's Park is bathed in glorious sunshine, a little bit hazy. We're just waiting for the teams to come out on the pitch. I hope you can all hear me nice and clearly wherever you are all over the world or in the more local area around Slough. Please contact us at MyFC Rebels Radio through the MyFC chat board or alternatively through the Slough Town FC chat room. I'll take you through the teams. Today, number 1 for Slough, Jake Somerville. 2, Sean Fraser. 3, Ryan Parsons. 4, Guy Hollis. 5, and captain Dave Woozy, making his 150th appearance for the Rebels. 6, Dan Simpton. 7, Scott Harris. 8, James McClurg. 9, Ed Smith. 10, Warren Harris. And 11, James Dobson. And on the bench, number 12, George Short. 14, Gareth Risbridger. 15, Jake Parsons. 16, Adam Cornell. And goalkeeper Matty Bonnet, named as number 17. And our visitors today, Royston Town, who are also known as the Crows. In goal for them, number 1, Nick Thompson. 2, Lewis Endicott. 3, Jai Dillon. 4, and captain Ross Collins. 5, Joe De La Salle. 6, Jack Bradshaw. 7, Ryan Ingrie. 8, Spiros Mentis. 9, Khan Femi. And 10, Rhys Dobson. And finally, 11, Luke Robbins. And on the bench for them is number 12, Robbie Nightingale. 14, Adrian Cambridge. 15, Craig Hammond. 16, Ryan Lockett. And number 17, George Lawton. And today's officials, referee Michael Hayden, assistant Simon Parbury, and second assistant Paul O'Hare. So, as I say, welcome today. I hope everything is good wherever you are in the world or in the UK. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here in Slough. There's a little bit of a breeze just taking the edge off, but it's probably up in the high teens, low 20s. As the sun's bathed on the pitch, as you can see Gary House, Horsham Rebel, stood at the end of the tunnel just awaiting and poising his camera, ready to take some photos. Crowd still spilling in with a good amount of people taking the opportunity to take in some sun, and a good number of the Slough faithful gathered around the tunnel end to our right, just waiting to welcome out the teams. I'm going to be joined for the second half today, as I was last Saturday, by Mark Betts, the youth team manager, so you'll all look forward to that. As I can see the injured Adam Fowler just making his way back across the pitch. Hopefully at some point we'll be able to interview him, maybe not today though. This is the Rebels' last home game for a little while. After here they go on the road for a few games away to Barton, a big game for that in terms of their playoff ambitions. AFC Hayes, Ashford before another big 6-pointer at home to Rugby. And then only another home fixture after that, which is Chertsey, which will be last game of the regular season. As I can see away to my right, Mr. Hayden is leading out the teams. Hopefully we've got a little bit of effects mic on so you can hear what is going on. As there's muted applause, I can see that Royston are wearing red socks, black shorts, white shirts with kind of black flashes on, and Slough with 4 mascots in tow, including one that Dave Woos is carrying, wearing their navy shorts, navy socks and amber home shirts, and just lining up on the edge of the 18-yard box, facing towards the right-hand side, towards the kind of shed grandstand end if you've never been here. And as you can maybe hear, the local PA is just going through it. Royston seem to have brought a few fans here, not too many at the moment, but I'm sure we'll see that. Exactly how many there are once the teams have decided which way they're going to be shooting, etc. But in the stand where I'm sat, there's quite a few people around. Recent form would suggest that Slough are doing quite well, having out the last 12 only been beaten once, 1 draw and a good number of wins. Royston have struggled a little bit on the road more recently, having lost their last 4 on the road, with an average conceding 4 per game. And out of the only other top 6 teams, in 10 attempts they've only beaten once, and I believe that was Rugby. This is their second season in this Southern Central Division after getting promotion. And last season they finished 7th, 2 points off the playoff, 1 point behind Slough. And this season's been a little bit disturbed because their manager who started the season, Paul Atfield I believe it was, resigned due to citing ill health in October, replaced by Steve Castle now, who manages the squad, the Crows. But yeah, it's ever since that there's been rumours of kind of unrest and bad discipline issues, a transition at Garden Walk, I would say, for the Crows, as it were. So last time they visited here, This was a 2-2 draw. This was against Beaconsfield earlier this season. Again, a kind of contentious game with, I think, sendings off, and I think even the manager may have got sent off afterwards in the change room, as Mr. Michael Hayden just calls the two captains together. So Dave Woozy and Ross Collins are making their way together to the centre. There's no one called Bishop playing today, Mick, so you can be solid that nothing's going to happen to that. I will try and make sure that Mark lets me commentate. I know he keeps on buttoning. He's just enthusiastic and exciting. Dan Simpson starts, I believe, in midfield, so it's actually one of the few times Slough have named an unchanged side this season, which is really good. Dobson making his second appearance on the left-hand side, closest to us at the moment, but we'll have to see if that remains so after the coin toss. But yes, Simpson and McClurg in the centre of the midfield, Ryan Parsons left back, Guy Hollis and Dave Woos in the centre back partnership, Fraser at right back, and then Warren Harris, despite playing through a little bit of the pain barrier with a bad knee, continues to start out on the right, and then the hat-trick hero of Tuesday night, Scott Harris, alongside brace hero from Tuesday night, Ed Smith. So the kickoff has taken place. Slough will shoot as per normal from right to left, so slightly down the hill towards the open end here at Holloway's. People are just having to cover their eyes a little bit because the sun is very bright here. Royston have got the kickoff, and it's Ross Collins, their captain, who's got the foot on the ball and just looking around as we just await for Michael Hayden to go through his final checks, but we're almost underway here. Final few checks going on. Referee just checks his whistle and we're off. And immediately the ball bobbling around off this quite hard surface here at Holloway's as Woos clears industriously and Ed Smith's underneath the ball but gets beaten to it by the Royston defender there. Fraser returns the ball with interest and Scott Harris is up against it. The ball bouncing ever so much today on a very, very dry, dusty surface. Every time the ball was hitting the floor there was a cloud of dust, almost sand coming up. But the keeper, Thompson, is back with it to the left and he's cleared it long high. Hollis is underneath it. Hollis wins the ball. Simpson after the second ball with McClurg as well in attendance, but the ball bounces over McClurg and is hooked towards the right back position for Slough, but it will go harmlessly out for a goal kick. And this will give Somerville his first touch, albeit from a goal kick. And once again, as ever, he's dressed in bright blue with his very bright green boots, which I'm sure Mick approves of wherever he's listening. And there's a few other interesting games going on today. I don't think there's any huge, massive shocks on the card, but certainly other games in the division are Aylesbury North Greenford, Barton host Aylesbury United, who I think will present them with a challenge, Chalfont Ashford, Dunstable welcome Hayes, who have been on good form recently. Our landlords, Beaconsfield, travel to Leighton. Marlow host Daventry, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. Northwood Rugby, again, won't be an easy game for rugby. Potters Bar Chertsey, St Ives Egham and Uxbridge Kettering. As there's a free kick awarded to Royston just inside the Slough half, which is played up low, and the ball's delivered into the box, and the Slough need to be quick and watchful here as the ball bobbers round, but there's a free kick awarded against a Royston attacker, and the danger is averted. But there was showing that the ball was bouncing around quite a lot there, but everything's calm now. The Slough fans have made their way round to the left-hand end, and they're now lined up in their numbers. No flags unfurled as yet as Somerville lines up. The referee's assistant comes back just in front of us and makes sure that everything's in order as the long clearance goes up towards Scott Harris. Scott Harris misses the flick, but it goes out to the right back position for Royston. Royston now have the ball up on halfway on the right hand side. Parsons up against Ingray, and Ingray's doing well, tricking around, doesn't get the free kick, and now McClurg has the opportunity to play a ball through, but there was a lack of communication there between Dobson and McClurg, and unfortunately it's rolled harmlessly out, and Royston may look to take a quick short goal kick, but no, Thompson says no thanks. He'll walk the ball all the way over to the far side to the goal for a goal kick on the left hand side. And the game hasn't really settled down. We've played about 3 minutes here at Holloway's. Game yet to settle. It's people are just feeling each other out. A red kite flies overhead as the ball is cleared long and high, but Fraser's underneath it, heads it back, picked up by Ingray in midfield for Royston, but Simpson's in there quickly again, starting midfield, a left-footed ball up towards Harris, and Harris is trying to poach on that bounce down, but now a long ball return by Royston, and Woos will have to backtrack up against the forward Famey, and Famey's trying to hold it in the corner, and Ramey, but the ball goes out for a goal kick, for a throw in right in the corner, which Hollis will take just in front of the Burger van, which isn't doing quite such a trade today. I don't think people are quite so keen on the hot food at this time. I think perhaps an ice cream van might do a little bit better. Hello to Mike, whoever Mike is. Nice to have you along listening to us. If you want to contact us, ask any questions, please contact us at MyFC's Rebel Radio or through the MyFC chat room or the Slough Town chat room. We'll be trying to keep an eye on other games, but if, as on Tuesday, there are any of you there with Twitter open, please feel free to let us know what's going on. You're not missing much here. The ball's being passed between goalkeeper, and Thompson on the left of me clears the ball up. Long clearance, which Simpton and Parsons between them don't deal with very well, and Simpton concedes a free kick 10 yards inside the Slough half, just in front of the D, dead centre of the pitch, and Royston tried to take that quickly, but Mr. Hayden was having none of it and stopped them. But they've played the ball low out to the right, where Endicott's tried to deliver the ball in, got blocked by Dobson, but Dobson's then only fallen back to Endicott, and Endicott tries a second ball, but it's now rebuffed again by Slough, but the ball's back out with him just inside the Slough half on the right. Looks for a long crossfield ball, but Hollis is underneath it, heads it out to the right. Warren Harris tries to keep it in, but it's out of play, and Royston playing with a quick tempo here, get the ball back in play very quickly, and the left back, Dillon, is attacking down the left, and Fraser and Dillon are battling here, but Fraser does well, passes the ball to Hollis, and Hollis clears, but not very far, and McClurg's beating off it. Royston pressing in these early stages, right edge of the box with Dobson. Dobson crosses it in, and a great header into the goal by Ryan Ingray, and Royston take a 4th-minute lead here at Holloway's Park. It was well worked with a cross from the right, hooked in by Dobson for Royston, and Ingray rose well in the box and headed to the right-hand side of Somerville. So immediately Slough fall behind again. They've got this habit recently of conceding goals and then coming back, so let's hope that's the case again. But Royston have taken the lead here. Ingray the scorer after 4 minutes. Slough need to respond, but once again there's now Slough are putting forward, and there's a push there on Hollis, and there's a free kick as Femi pushes Hollis to the floor. The kick's taken quickly by Somerville, and Harris makes himself known, and Ed Smith gets involved, and the ball's out of play on the far side. So Royston were just starting to apply a little bit of pressure there. Aylesbury United have had 2 goals conceded early on. So Boston are 2-0 up at Aylesbury. Uxbridge are 1-0 up at Kettering, but the most important thing at the moment is that Slough need to settle down and get into this game, because at the moment Royston have started quickly and Slough are struggling as the ball breaks to Ed Smith on the right hand side after a touch off by McClurg. Ed Smith midway inside the Royston half to Simpton in midfield. Simpton being pressured quickly by 2 players, passes the ball off but doesn't get it very far, gets held up. It seemed to get obstructed there, but the referees played advantage, and lots of the Slough regulars aren't very happy with that, as Simpson seem to get blocked off, but now Royston have the opportunity to attack there, advancing towards the edge of the Slough box. A sliced effort by their number 8, Mentis, on the edge of the box, fell to Famey, but his shot was blocked again. But now Slough on halfway with Ed Smith racing through, but unfortunately the kick is overkicked with Thompson. This is a very exciting game early on here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, we have played 7 minutes here at Holloway's. It is Slough Town 0, Royston Town 1. Royston Town getting a goal after 4 minutes. A powerful header into the bottom corner from Ryan Ingray after Royston started brightly. And Dobson with an excellent in-swinging cross from the right, using his left foot to curl the ball in very invitingly. And Ingray was the first to react, and from about the penalty spot planted his header in a downward header, classic as the text would suggest. Royston have a free kick on the left inside the Slough half, but it's overhit straight into a grateful Jake Somerville's arms, and Slough just need to consolidate here. They haven't really got into this game. They haven't got a foot on the ball yet. The ball is bouncing around everywhere, and Royston seem to have started with better intent at the moment. As Harris battles on halfway with his players, the 2 management teams of Slough put up their hands, hoping for a free kick, as the ball rolls through to Somerville, and Somerville, on a pass back from Hollis, clears the ball well. There's players lying down on the floor everywhere, but Simpson picks up the ball in midfield, clears a long ball through, but it's headed comfortably back by Bradshaw, and the danger is averted. It remains Slough Town 0, Royston Town 1. We have played 8 minutes here at Holloway's, as the ball is with Warren Harris on the halfway line. He just doesn't look, and blindly tries to clip the ball up the line, and that's meat and drink for Dylan there in the left back position. Game hasn't settled down, but now Warren Harris has the ball on halfway, has an opportunity to run past Dylan. Dylan hung out a leg, and the referee once again, Hayden, saying no doing. So he's not very keen to put his whistle to his mouth as yet, and Slough just work the ball out and defend well, and the result is that the ball's out of play on the halfway line. For any of you just joining, it was an unchanged Slough team: Somerville, Fraser, Parsons, Hollis, Woozy, Simpton, Harris, McClurg, Smith, Harris and James Dobson, and they have not started perhaps as they would have wanted, and concede another free kick. This time Ed Smith up close to the away dugout, literally 2 yards inside the Royston half, right on the far left hand touchline, and it will give the opportunity for Royston to get the ball in the box once again. A right-footed in-swinger it looks to be, as it's chipped up very much towards the far post. Parsons underneath it. Parsons does well to head it, but it ball falls down to Endicott, and Endicott has a flick with his left foot, but it's harmlessly wide and into the shed behind the goal. And Slough really do need to wake up here. They're second to everything at the moment, and they need to kind of brighten and perk their ideas up now. They haven't started well. They're back in the change rooms. I don't think the heat's affecting them particularly, but Royston seem to want it a little bit more at the moment. They seem to be on the offensive. It's a goal kick to Slough. We have played almost 10 minutes of this first half. Somerville's long clearance. Simpton underneath it. Harris underneath it. But Royston win the ball, but it comes back as far as Parsons. Parsons hooks it up into the middle of the field. Flicked on once more by Warren Harris. Scott Harris now has a touch. Seems to get fouled there, but tried to flick the ball through to Warren. Flicks it through now, edge of the box. Warren has an opportunity to shoot. Shoots, and it's a great equaliser! And that's the first goal for Slough. After 10 minutes, Warren Harris makes paid and appreciates his brother's support with a goal after 10 minutes. A volley from the edge of the box as the ball bounced up high. It fell nicely for him, and he volleyed it well to the bottom right-hand corner, and the score after 10 minutes is Slough Town 1, Royston Town 1. Let's hope that bucks Slough ideas up a little bit. I think that was their first real chance and first real effort, and it's been rewarded with a goal. So if this is anything to kind of bear in mind, he's just the game will be an absolute cracker. Is Royston now kick off, but Simpson picks up the ball. Hollis with the ball up towards Ed Smith. Ed Smith underneath it, flicks it on well, but there's no one there following up. But McClurg's in quickly to snaffle at the ball if he can and put Royston under a bit of pressure. Slough have now woken up. Their tails are up a little bit as the ball's out on the Slough left inside their own half with Hollis and Horace and Fraser combining to try and clear the ball, but it falls to Simpson in midfield. Simpson clips the ball up right to Ed Smith. Ed Smith flicks it inside to Harris. Harris having a battle against De La Salle, and De La Salle just clumsily oofs the ball through. It wasn't a lot of football in that as he drove the ball long and hard, and immediately Somerville does a massive clearance, and De La Salle doesn't have a lot of tact there and just absolutely blasts the ball straight back again and past Somerville, but this time out harmlessly once again for a goal kick, this time off the floor. So I don't think there's much less than function with De La Salle from what we've seen in the last 30 seconds. Slough will be slightly more contented to quickly equalise and step out from that, as I can just see Mrs. Baker away in to my right as the free kick comes up from from Somerville, and the ball is now once again won by Royston in the tackle, but Slough are working hard to get it back, and on the right the ball's clipped up the line. McClurg now has it, passes it low to Dobson. Slough's Dobson midway inside the Royston half to McClurg out to Ryan Parsons on the near touchline. Right-footed ball in towards McClurg, but it's overhit, and once again De La Salle agriculturally clears it up as far as Woos, who heads the ball up in the air, and Famey's underneath it. But Hollis comes across, low clearance, but once again Royston picked that up as Ingray picks it up, tries to square the ball out left, but Warren Harris collects the ball well, and now Ed Harris has got space on the free on the right, as nice interplay between Harris crosses the ball in, but it's too close to the keeper, but that was nice interplay between Ed Smith, McClurg to set Scott Harris free on the right hand side, and the danger is averted. A long clearance forward which Hollis deals with, ball out of play. It's still a little bit scrappy out there, but the sun is absolutely beautiful. It's a great day for watching football. I'm not sure it's quite a good day for playing football. I haven't as yet, 13 minutes in, seen any planes going over the pitch with any sort of messages for our management team. Come on unders, come on Bates. None of that as yet, as Warren Harris is just spoken to by the referee as he went for a bouncing ball on the halfway line, and I think he may have just caught the Royston player who's lying on the floor. I think it's the left back Jai Dillon who's down, but he doesn't need treatment. It was immediately in front of the Royston bench, so he's just having a talking to. The referee, Hayden, makes it absolutely clear to Warren Harris that there's no more of that to be had, but it's going to be a free kick on the very far touchline to Royston, which they will have the opportunity to deliver the ball in the box, and it's a right-footed towards the near post this time. Somerville collects it easily and well, and now he may look to clear quickly as Harris and Smith are upfield, but the kick doesn't quite find its targets, and it's back on halfway with Ingrie. Back to Endicott. Endicott up the line in the direction of Captain Collins, but it's a bit overhit, and Collins lets him know that he's not terribly happy with the quality of that ball. Just a moment to reflect and to take stock. So if you've missed this first 15 minutes, it is Slough Town 1, Royston Town 1. Royston started brightly, and a cross from the right-hand edge of the box, an in-swinging left-footed cross by Royston's Dobson was met by Ingrie with a powerful header driven low into the corner, and Somerville really had no chance. And then on 10 minutes, a good bit of interplay and enterprise from Scott Harris of never giving up resulted in the ball going all the way through to his brother on the right hand side, who finished off with a volley of plumb as McClure gives the ball away carelessly on halfway line, and the referee gives a free kick as there was a foul there, I believe, by Rhys Dobson, who's wearing once again very, very bright boots. Mick would not appreciate those. And the kick's taken early, quickly, and Dobson's into the far side, but he's given a free kick for what just looked like bodily contact, and now the referee's gone from not blowing his whistle at all to blowing it pretty much every time there's people contacting one another. So there's a free kick to Royston inside their penalty box, right hand edge of the penalty box, which keeper Thompson, who's had nothing to do apart from pick the ball out of the net, is going to clear upfield long as Royston play left to right in this glorious sunshine here at Holloway's. Many people covering their eyes as they look towards the sun through the trees. Ball up, and Woos comes a long way, wins a cracking header, but it's going to fall for for Dillon in front of the dugouts on the left-hand edge. He clips the ball up the Slough right. It's in midfield now, and Woos comes in with a strong tackle, which he felt he got the ball on Dobson midway inside the Slough half, probably 15, 20 yards outside the box, but the referee was immediately on it, cutting that out, and now he's just measuring out 10 paces from where the ball was placed, to just saying calm down to Woos a little bit, and it may look a little bit far out for a shot, but there certainly are some 4 Royston bodies around the ball. Slough and Somerville are just sorting out what sort of a wall they want and exactly how many those people are going to be in it. At the moment it looks like 3, with McClurg, Warren Harris and James Dobson in it, and there seems to be one player over it, which I think is Famey, from the looks of him, who looks to be potentially lining up a shot. There's a lot of players gathered on the right-hand side of the penalty area in a big huddle, all pushing and pulling against one another. And it's a cross shot which Simpson comes across well to deflect in front of any other player and concede the corner on the far side. So Royston will have the opportunity to attack. And Famey once again making his way across to have a look at the corner with Dobson. 2 players out there. They may look to do the short one. James Dobson from Slough is also over there, but Famey, right-footed, will look to swing in this corner. We have played 17 minutes here at Holloway's Park. It remains Slough Town 1, Royston 1. As the ball's drifted across, it's hit by Bradshaw and blocked superbly in there by one of the defenders, but it's only come out as far as De La Salle, and once again his touch isn't really as good as it should be, and he left-footed overhits the cross into the box, and it goes out harmlessly for a goal kick. But that was a little bit of pressure, and a header from Bradshaw was then blocked by a number of bodies. It was an opportunity, so Royston once again pushing to press Slough back here. Ball being bounced around in midfield, but now Captain Collins has an opportunity to play a ball through, but carelessly gives it away to Fraser, and Fraser hits the long ball up, which Ed Smith's after. pursued by Bradshaw, and Bradshaw does well to hook the ball up towards the right, and Fraser now returns the ball down the line with interest, held up by McClurg. McClurg hooks the ball into the corner, but there's no Slough player there, but it will give Slough the opportunity to just perhaps box Royston in here a little bit, as Dylan has a throw, throws it shortly inside to Collins. There's a little bit of lack of communication there, and the ball's gone out, and so Slough will have an attacking throw, and it will be interesting to see if Hollis makes his way forward for this, but at the moment Fraser's there, Hollis stays back where he is, so no set-piece attacking throw just as yet, as we have played 90 minutes here at Holloway's, an entertaining start to the game. No side really getting on top as yet, as the throw from Fraser comes in. Harris has it in the box, but it's taken off his toes, and Royston try and come away with the ball, but McClurg says no, thank you, and Harris gets involved. Warren Harris gets involved, and the ball's bouncing around in there. Plenty of bodies being shown in there to do it. And Parsons now, as the ball comes forward, hooks the ball long, and Warren Harris is after it on the right. It has a touch, and on the volley with his touch, it goes past the keeper, but unfortunately for Slough, past the post as well, as the keeper was kind of caught in no man's man, but it was a low volley as the ball dropped from a great height, but Thompson was relieved to see it pass by his left-hand post. Long clearance by Nick Thompson then. Up, Woos once again, massive in the air, flicked on by Eddie Smith, and now both Scott Harris and his brother Warren will have an opportunity to chase it down, but it's gone back as far as Thompson. Thompson takes a couple of touches, but Dobson's interested now. Dobson puts a bit of pressure on him, and he absolutely sliced it. And now Parsons picks it up on halfway, up to Dobson on the line. Dobson now up against a player, slicks past Endicott once. Endicott comes back well. It's a great battle down there, and Endicott ends up winning the ball and popping it out of play, but that is what is going to be a fascinating battle for fans here, as Parsons now has a throw-in on the left-hand side, and the ball's with Parsons. Tries a trick or two, right-footed crossing towards the near post, headed away by De La Salle. Harmlessly out for a throw-in though, and Slough will once again continue to press and continue to attack. There's some confusion as to whether Guy's taking the throw, but now Simpton's gone over to the far left touchline. Simpton also has a useful attacking throw on him, so Simpton will look to launch the ball forward. Dobson's hovering around the near post. Harris is in there, and it goes up, driven in, but flicked on by a Royston head, but safely into the arms of Thompson, and Thompson will look quickly to clear the ball, and it's Hollis does well, heads the ball clear out, and Slough will have the opportunity to get players back quickly as Parsons makes his way back, but Royston certainly trying to play the game at tempo to try and make Slough uncomfortable. Dobson just making his way back still as the ball's on the left-hand side, midway inside the Slough half. Hollis hooks the ball clear up to halfway, and it's out for a throw-in. So it's still a little bit hectic, both teams feeling one another out, playing some quality football, but the referee is just signalling that that's not quite where the throw-in should be taken. So Dylan's being told to come back. He's a little bit pernickety, Mr. Hayden, at the moment. Throws the ball in field in the direction of Robson, but now there's a hook ball which has got Harris away. Scott Harris, right-hand edge of the box. Low cross towards Ed Smith, but it's a great defensive challenge by Endicott, and who cleared it over his own bar, as Scott Harris did very well and very unselfishly crossed the ball, but it was a great, powerful cross, but Endicott got himself just in front of Ed Smith, who would have certainly scored, and Slough now have a corner on the far side, which Dobson will take. We have played 22 minutes. Slough have now got an attacking corner, a left in-swinging corner on the far side. McClurg on the edge of the box, Warren Harris on the edge of the box, Woos in the box, Ed Smith in the box, Scott Harris in the box, and Simpton on about the penalty spot. They start to move around. They start to have a look at what's happening. Low cross towards the near post. Cleared by Endicott, but only far as McClurg, who gets it out right to Dobson. Dobson now coming inside on his left foot, whips a cross in or a cross shot, and it goes whistling past Thompson's right post and safely out for a goal kick. Better from Slough in the last few minutes. They seem to have picked it up a little bit, and there's an opportunity to please contact me. Let me know what's going on. Leeds, unsurprisingly, are losing, I hear. If you want to know any questions, any thoughts you've got, the pitch is quite grassy here. It's very hard and dusty though. We're halfway through the first half as Thompson clears the ball, and it looks to be going straight out of play, but flicked in by Luke Robbins, who seems to have switched now. The wingers seem to have switched for Royston, but Parsons was rightly appealing that the ball had gone out, and so now we'll have the throw-in immediately in front of us. Two options down the line. Dobson and Harris line up down there. Scott Harris tries to get under it, but the De La Salle comes under it, and once again not terribly effective in his high clearance, which Parsons then wins back again. Another throw to Slough. Flicked in field by Warren Harris. Continued to be flicked on by Robbins, and now it's at Dobson's feet, who passes the ball out left to Ingray, who's having a run down the Royston left, up against Warren Harris. Warren Harris does well to shield the ball off. Fraser comes across him and clips the ball up to midfield, but once again it falls to a Royston body. But now McClurg closes it down, and Dobson picks up the ball on halfway line, flicks the ball in the direction of Ed Smith in centre field. Back to Simpton. Simpton outright, but there's no one out there chasing, and it will roll harmlessly through for a goal kick to Royston. The three Royston substitutes are just having the opportunity to take some sun in on that far left-hand side. There's quite a good crowd in today. I would think it's probably about average, but it's well spread out. There's a good mix of youngsters and the older generation. I can see the cameraman Lawrence is up in his position, so it'll be interesting to see what's going on. As the kick is hit forward by Royston, and it's bouncing around in the Slough box a little bit, and Hollis has conceded a corner, which was a little bit unnecessary, as the ball was cleared long, was bouncing around. Hollis tried to head the ball first time, and it just bounced over him the second time when he couldn't. So it will be an attacking corner to Royston on the far side. Players making their way in the box now as we just await for this corner. The signal given. A low corner drilled towards the far post. Too long. Scott Harris concedes the corner, and this time on the other side. So it'll be a corner on the right hand side as the ball went all the way across to the edge of the box. Scott Harris didn't get a particularly loud shout, and now it looks like Robbins may well take the free kick. Robbins or Dobson will look to curl the ball in. I think it may be Dobson with his left foot. Provided already one cross for a goal today. Royston will be hoping he can provide another. We've played 25 minutes here at Holloway's. Corner drilled in towards the near post, headed well clear by McClurg, and now Fraser's after it, and Fraser clears it even longer and just gets caught by Dobson as the ball's left, and the referee didn't seem to notice that or do anything about it. Fraser currently in the left back position. Now Fraser making his way back right. The ball's all the way through to Thompson in the Royston goal. Thompson's clearance flicked on well by the Royston player Ingray, but it's gone out for a Slough throw. Slough absorbing a little bit of pressure. There's still a bit of an arm wrestle going on here. No team particularly coming out on top as yet. You haven't missed much here at the moment. The ball's just bobbling around and bouncing around in midfield with plenty of battles, still personal battles going on. But Warren Harris is released by Scott Harris and is running down the midfield, up against Dillon. Has a low shot which bobbles just in front of Thompson. Thompson holds the ball well, and Thompson will look to clear again once again early. Set Dobson and Famey on their way. Dobson with Hollis shadowing the ball out nearly into the burger van, and Hollis will probably take the throw and deep in the right hand side on the Slough half. We are over midway through this first half. Still a bit of an arm wrestle going on. The ball is bouncing around an awful lot. There's no particular personal battles being won, as quality isn't everywhere, as Slough in the ball, and Harris and Dillon just have a little bit of afters as the ball gets back on. Harris certainly putting his physical self again about, but the ball is out for a Slough throw on halfway line, and the shorted John Underwood gives the ball to Fraser. Fraser throws the ball up the line in the direction of Scott Harris, flicks it on to Ed Smith Fleet. Comes through well, but falls to Warren Harris on the right. Warren Harris clips the ball into the box. Simpton now with a header on the edge of the box finds Scott Harris. Scott Harris with the ball at his feet tries to beat De La Salle. Cross the ball across, but unfortunately he looks like he's injured. Scott Harris is down in a heap after that challenge by De La Salle, and it looked like both players went to ground, and Scott Harris, who's not one to generally go down for no apparent reason, just made his way to his feet now and is limping around, limping back towards the halfway line. Gingerly, it looks like he's hurt his left knee a little bit. Let's hope that's not too serious. Cornell will be getting warm now, as we can see him make out the dugout, getting warm, as we say, and also Jake Parsons, as Woos comes again through the flying header through the back of Robbins there, and the ball's still bouncing around in midfield. It's up now to Famey. Famey looking for the return ball up against Woos. Royston attacking here. On the edge of the Slough box, out to the left, but Hollis comes in with a smart, sharp clearance and clears the ball high and long up towards halfway. And then there's a touch by Bradshaw, but Bradshaw's touch is only in field. And Warren Harris is given a free kick for having high feet. As the ball was bouncing around, he put his foot up, hooks the ball up clear. It's very frenetic out here, ladies and gentlemen. As the tackle comes in, and now there's an opportunity for Parsons to come up to attack down the left. Parsons making his way up towards the edge of the box, delivers a left-foot cross shot, but it's over, and Scott Harris has now gone down. Now the ball's out for a goal kick to Royston. Scott Harris has gone down. I think he's going to need some treatment from Kev, and I can see Kev making his way on. Kev obviously doesn't feel the heat. He's dressed in all black, two bags he's carrying out there, and Scott Harris is down. I can see that Cornell and Jake Parsons are warming themselves up. It looks to be that there will be a substitution, because it looks as if Cornell is stripped and ready to go. Cornell, with his number 16 shirt out, is ready to see what's happening with it. As to Kev just gave a signal back to the bench. All the players, as it is on a hot day, have made their way back across to just taking a drink. So that it's almost a bit like basketball at the moment, with all the yellow shirted players to the left hand dugout and all the white shirted players to the right hand dugout, all just taking a drinking opportunity for a drink, to get some fluids on and just to talk tactics, I expect, for a moment. I don't think there's any concerns that it was a tactical one, because unfortunately it looks like Scott Harris's afternoon's over. So after the highs of scoring 3 on Tuesday night at North Greenford, his game has only lasted half an hour. He was good with an assist for his brother's goal, but he's been subbed for Cornell after 30 minutes. So Cornell coming on, and he's getting a good hand here, is Scott Harris. Everyone, I think, likes the way he plays. How will that affect the game? It'll be interesting to see. But the game will restart shortly with a goal kick to Royston. But Cornell is on play. So Cornell having 60 minutes now to prove his worth, as he's come on for Scott Harris after 30 minutes. And he'll immediately slot in up front with Ed Smith and the bearded Cornell. Slightly ginger in his beard, so perhaps he's wanting to be a bit like one of the other strikers, in the Ginger Club, as the referee just signals for play to resume, and the goal kick is taken long up towards halfway, with Harris, the only one on the pitch now, Warren, winning the ball, and McClurg now battling with Dillon on the halfway line. The ball clipped up the line by Royston, and Woos takes the safety first option and clips the ball over the fence and out the ground when being pressed by Rhys Dobson. And it will be a throw-in to Royston, halfway inside the Slough half, on the far side. Thrown back to their captain, Collins. Collins back to the left-back, Dillon, but Dillon took his eye off the ball. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It might have been the pitch, but it bounced over him, and now Hollis will take the throw-in on the far side. And Hollis, long throw. Cornell's first touch is to head the ball, unfortunately out for a throw-in to Royston on halfway, and Dillon will gratefully accept that. So no change to the formation of Slough at the moment. We have Simpson and McClurg working hard away in the midfield, and the ball's coming up to Simpson, and Simpson seems to get pushed off balance there, but the referee seems to only give free kicks in one direction at the moment, as Fraser comes through and heavily contacts a Royston player. It looks like the captain, Collins, who's gone down and just holding himself, and now the crowd of Royston players go around the referee, just trying to instigate a card there perhaps for Fraser and saying what's going on. But this is again another opportunity for Royston to have a set piece where they try and deliver the ball into the box. Famey stood over the ball with his cultured right foot, looking to curl a ball into kind of no man's land, as all the Slough players are retreating to the edge of the box. So a few of the big Royston players are making their way forward. De La Salle and Simpson having a battle on the far post. Deep free kick over the goal scorer's Ingray's head and out for a goal kick, which suits everyone, I think, from a Slough perspective, because Royston certainly have appeared dangerous and having some plans in mind for their goal kicks. I'm hoping you can all hear me, and let's hope that everything sounds crystal clear. Please let me know if not. I'm not sure how you'll let me know if you don't hear me. Just tweet me at MyFC Rebels Radio. Any questions you might have, any communication. As Cornell wins a good header, flicks it on in the direction of Warren Harris, but Dillon comes out sharply, just clips the ball up now, and flicked on by Famey. And this has Dobson interested, but Parsons takes a touch with Dobson in close pursuit, tries to clear the ball up the line, but not done well. Ingray picks it up. The ball bounces, unfortunately, then for Famey, from his perspective, gives away a simple free kick, and now Somerville is looking to do an early free kick to click it up left to Slough's Dobson, so up towards Cornell and Smith underneath it, but De La Salle comes through well, wins the ball. I don't think you're going to get much past him. Endicott clips the ball up the line long, but Parsons is underneath it. Parsons flicks it up, and I think it's going to go out for a Royston throw, which Famey's on immediately. Famey infield to Dobson. Dobson, edge of the box, got a little bit of space, pulls the trigger when he was getting shut down by Woos. Woos and Simpson have words with each other, but Simpson didn't quite close him down enough, and Dobson pulled the trigger on the edge of the box, but it was always going away from goal, and it ended up being 10, 15 yards wide of the goal, and we carry on at Slough Town 1, Royston Town 1. Other results in the league will be interesting. Barton, I know, going 2-0 up early at 2-0 up early against Aylesbury United. Kettering a 1-1 against Uxbridge. Potters Bar 1-0 up at Chertsey. There's a few other games going on as the ball's bubbling around the midfield. McClurg having a good old scrap in there. Seemed to get fouled there, but the referee's playing advantage. Falls to Parsons on the left. Plays it to Dobson's feet. Dobson, can he keep it in? He's done well. The linesman's flag stays down. He's cut back. Tries to beat Ingray again, but Ingray just comes out with the ball, and it's now midway inside his own half, looking for a simple pass. Passes it through to Famey. Famey off to the right to Dobson. Dobson comes inside on his left foot on the halfway line. Tries to create space, clips it out to the right, and Warren Harris working back very hard as Dylan, the left back's making his way forward. On the edge of the Slough box, coming inside, passes simply. Some decent football here from Royston, but then a hopeless chip into the box, which only finds Somerville very quickly and easily, and I don't think that will last long in the memory from Mentis in the middle of midfield, as Ed Smith is just called offside as Slough try to attack following on from that. And we have about 10 minutes left of the first half. Slough went behind after 4 minutes to a strong, powerful header from Ingray. Edge of the box headed down past Somerville's left. As Royston now attack, they have an opportunity edge of the box. It looks like it's 3-on-3 as Famey's picked up the ball, but comes forced out right a little bit. Cuts back inside, lines it up on his left foot, but blocked by Woos well. Dobson picks up the ball, and Famey does a terrible challenge. And he had no chance of getting to the ball, and Dobson, doing well, didn't react at all whatsoever, and it will be a free kick to Slough, which Slough looked to hold on well, but Woos is just having a chat with the referee, and I don't think he's very happy. And Woos is now just talking to the referee. He's just been pulled aside. I'm not sure whether there's any blood on him. Yes, I think Woos is now going to have to go off for a short period due to a blood injury. Perhaps he's got blood in his mouth or bloody nose, but automatically I think Simpson will just sit back in as Slough have a free kick midway inside their own half. The referee is just making sure that Woos is leaving the pitch. Kev on the halfway line is getting ready to treat him as the Slough fans start making their way back round for their half-time drinks. Somerville looking into the sun, looking as to where they want the ball. Slough temporarily down to 10 men as Woos gets whatever injury it is he's treated. It may be his nose, it may be his gums. Out, kicks it out right to Cornell, who seemed to get absolutely flattened there. It was a bit thoughtless challenge by Dylan, and it's now a free kick to Slough, and Slough will have the opportunity to get the ball in the box. Dobson with his cultured left foot is just having a look, and the referee's just not very happy. I'm not sure what he's not happy with, but the linesman's having to make his way all the way up from halfway to allow Woos back onto the pitch. Woos is now back on the pitch, and Dobson free kick midway inside the Royston half, out on the right-hand touchline. The one-man wall of Mentis, 10 yards away from him. Woos is now back on the pitch and seems to be getting grabbed and groped by De La Salle in the box. The referee, being pernickety, Mr. Hayden, isn't happy that Mentis is far enough back as the ball fired in by Dobson. Falls to McClurg on the edge of the box as it's headed away initially, but now it comes out right to Fraser, and Fraser now picks up the ball, and a long ball oofed forward from the halfway line, and it now falls into Somerville's arms, who rolls the ball out, quickly shut down by Famey, and click forward, flicked on by Cornell, well out to Dobson, who still finds himself on the right, but wasn't quite on the same wavelength as Cornell there, and the ball's gone through to Thompson, who will clear the ball out of his hands up towards halfway. It's really end-to-end stuff, lacking a little bit of quality, but there's plenty of action going on, there's plenty of excitement as Slough now have yet another free kick 15 yards inside their own half, which Somerville will take. They are now back to 11 players, and Somerville clips the ball out to the left towards Dobson. Dobson and Endicott underneath it. Dobson wins the header, seems to get fouled there, and goes out harmlessly for a goal kick. Thank you for my tea and biscuits, by the way. That's all right. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you later. As I've just had my half-time snack just slightly arrive early, which is always good. And I've got a cup of tea, which I'm very grateful for, and some biscuits, which are really decent. As the goal kick is won well by Woos, flicked on by Dobson, up the line towards Ed Smith. Ed Smith gets out jumped there by De La Salle, and Royston hit it once again into the left-hand corner, but Hollis is in pursuit with Famey after him. Hollis will just see it out, and Hollis ushers it out right in front of the burger van. So not a lot going on for chances, bar the goalmouth incidents. There hasn't been the keepers really tested at all. The ball's been there's been a midfield battle going on, and just an arm wrestle. As the ball's cleared to the edge of the box, Ingrid picks it up, chests it down, controls it well, but overruns it. The pitch didn't help him out there, and overruns it to Somerville. Somerville bowls the ball out, left arm to the left-hand side to Dobson, and Dobson up against Dobson. And the two Dobsons collide, and the Royston Dobson is awarded a free kick, which is taken quickly up towards Famey, who was in an offside position, not very thoughtful. He's not very happy with that, and it will be a kick to Slough. So we have played 40 minutes here at Holloway's, 5 minutes to go to the half. It's been a bitty first half, I would say. The quality isn't always there, but there's certainly lots of heart out there, lots of pressure, lots of play, and I think the importance isn't lost on anyone. Daventry are 1-1 at Marlow, I understand. As Somerville clears the ball right, out towards Cornell. Cornell controls it well, chests it down to Simpson, 20 yards inside the Royston half on the right side, chips the ball across towards Dobson, but Endicott comes up well, rises well, wins the ball, but only as far as McClure. McClure back to Parsons. Parsons clips it back up to Dobson. Dobson and Endicott underneath it. Dobson takes it on his chest, but now Ingry and Dobson were having a go. Indy and Endicott were having a go at Dobson, and the ball came out. Parsons smashes it against Ingry, and it will be a Slough attacking throw down on the left-hand side. It will be great for Slough to cause a little bit of pressure, cause a little panic in these last few moments of this first half, as the game remains equal at 1 goal all. Parsons with a throw, some movement on it. Short to Ed Smith, back to Parsons. Parsons to Ed Smith, right-hand edge of the box, left-hand edge of the box. Ed Smith got the ball at his feet, right-footed. Plays the ball to Warren Harris, takes the second touch, but just a slightly heavy touch, and Jack Bradshaw comes away with the ball in the left-back position with players running forward from Royston. Short pass to Collins in the middle of midfield. Royston trying to play football here on this bubbly pitch. Famey comes back towards himself, comes back towards halfway. Ball misplaced now. McClure picks it up on halfway. Dobson got the ball on halfway, flicks it past Endicott brilliantly, and will now go for the return. And unfortunately, it's too close to the great lump that is De La Salle, and De La Salle cuts it out, and Royston now have the opportunity. Endicott, near side, on the halfway line, passes the ball low to Femi. Femi takes it at his feet, back inside to there Dobson. Dobson making his way across the pitch, left-footed, passes it across to Dillon. Dillon, 10 yards outside the Slough box on the right, passes it into the right-hand corner. Robbins tries to keep the ball in, tries to cross it, but the linesman's flags up, and it has gone out for a goal kick, despite the fact that Ingry was trying to run down the right-hand side to collect the ball and keep it in. And Ingry picks up the ball, slowly runs the ball back to Somerville, and I think both teams are looking happy at the current state of play, and will probably go all the way to half-time with this if they can. At half-time, I will be signing off. I'll try and play you the interview that I did with John Underwood on Thursday night in between the North Greenford victory and today's match. And look forward to speaking to you in the second half with Mark Betts. If it gets a bit too much for you, please let us know, as the ball's played up and Simpson's battling for it with De La Salle in the midfield. But Collins now, the captain, has the opportunity to come forward. Just blocked slightly there by Woos, but no foul given. And Ed Smith picks up the ball on halfway. Now to Dobson. Dobson clips the ball through, and now that's got Cornell interested with Endicott on the ball. And Cornell does well to block the ball, but Endicott gets the second bounce, clips the ball across in midfield, but only as far as Simpson, and Simpson's got the ball. Looking to play the simple ball down to Parsons, left foot on halfway, clips the ball up towards Cornell. Cornell getting jumped on by De La Salle, and now Royston have the chance to mount an attack. Simple ball out to Ingry on halfway. Parsons in close attendance, back inside to Captain Collins. Endicott on the right, inside his own half, tries to play a smart ball down the line, but it goes harmlessly out for a throw into Slough. And Slough have finishing this half slightly brighter. Royston trying to get the ball forward quickly, and especially playing on Sean Fraser down that right-hand channel. But Parsons with a throw and on halfway line. We've got 2 minutes plus injury time of this first half. It remains Slough Town 1, Royston 1. Warren Harron, the goal scorer for Slough after approximately 10 minutes. As Royston now attack down the left with fullback Dylan trying to play the ball through to Famey, but Hollis clears up, clips the ball out of play and also out the ground, so it will now be an attacking opportunity at the death of this first half for Royston on the far side, with Dylan stood over the ball. Thank you for your tweet, Rebels Ramble. We've seen that as Slough are now just under a little bit more pressure. They just conceded a corner which Famey will take. So Slough will look to defend this properly. They haven't looked as solid as ever as they have done on some previous occasions at half-time. And the Slough fans are just trying to give some encouragement as Famey, just in the shadows of that far corner, looking to take an in-swing kick. A group of Royston players on the edge of the box, man marked by Woos Simpton. As the ball comes across towards the edge of the box, it's free header by Woos away, and then by Cornell a little bit further, but it's fallen out onto Bradshaw on the right. Tries to cross the ball in, but Woos blocks it well. Then to Dobson. Dobson launches the ball forward, and this has Smith interested, but Endicott equally launches the ball back forward, and Simpson battling on the edge of the box. It's not settled down, and now Woos has a clip, and it's gone out right. If it doesn't bounce too much, Harris can keep it in just on the halfway line. He's now up against Dylan. Trickery is the key here, as Dylan does well, but Harris has still got the ball. Passes it back to Fraser. 20 yards inside the Royston half on the right. Ball through to Smith. Great little flick on to Harris. Harris crosses the ball in, but it's harmlessly out for a goal kick, and I think that will probably just about do that, unless Mr. Hayden's planning to play on for a lot longer. Barton Rovers apparently 3-0 up, so that game there at home to Aylesbury United continues their good form after their recent victory against Kettering 3-1. That will be a tough game for the Rebels on Thursday. We're just waiting for Thompson to take this kick, see what the referee thinks about playing any additional time. There hasn't been an awful lot of injury time, perhaps a little bit of him stopping and talking to players, as Fraser gets up well in a battle there with Robbins, but Robbins isn't very happy that Fraser's been given the free kick, but that it has done. And I think on reflection, 1-1 was probably a pretty even score at the moment. For all you impartial fans here, is Royston trying and play football still. They're playing the ball up around on halfway line, flicked on by Famey. Has Robbins interested. Robbins up against Fraser, down in the rights in the shadows. Simpson going to help him. Tried to clip the ball up the line, Famey there, but it was overcomplicated, out of play, and it will be a throw into the Rebels. So yes, into the depths of this first half. Slough 1, Royston 1. AFC Hayes are 1-1 at half time against Dunstable. So that's an interesting score at the moment, as the ball's being battered for in midfield, with McClurg doing well, Simpson getting a touch, and just inside the half, great feet there by Dobson for Slough in centre field, many players around him, but well pickpocketed there by Mentis for Royston. Mentis up to Famey, and then Dobson and Famey just have a slight coming together, and Famey's not at all happy. He's throwing his toys at his pram about that and just letting him know that the ball's not there. So Parsons now has the throw on halfway in the very depths of the half, short to Ed Smith, but De La Salle, not a complicated player, muscly player more than anything else, just gets ahead of that and heads the ball clearly out for a throw. And we have now played almost 2 minutes of injury time. I can't think where Mr. Hayden's getting any more from, but Parsons has a throw. He'll throw the ball up the line. Once again, a Royston-headed win. They've won a lot in the air, and the ball's bouncing around, and Famey's now up against Woos. And now Hollis comes in strongly, clips the ball out to the left. Dobson underneath it, up against Endicott. Touch from Dobson. Tries to take on Endicott. Still got the ball, Dobson. Up against two Royston players in the far left-hand corner. Clips up across a whip ball. It's bouncing round. Only cleared as far as Ed Smith, but unfortunately he had his back turned. And Bradshaw doesn't quite do enough as his back is turned, and the ball's now in with Parsons. Parsons heads the ball forward to McClurg. McClurg takes a touch. It has a shot. Let's the ball deflected off Smith, but only as far as Thompson. And I think that will probably be about it for the first half, ladies and gentlemen. But Mr. Michael Hayden still continuing to play on. I'm not sure where he's getting all this time from. We've played 48 minutes now in this first half as the ball's up on the halfway line. Royston in possession. Hooked up the line by Dylan, but only out for a Slough throw. as Slough press towards the end of this first half here at Holloway's Park. It remains Slough Town 1, Royston Town 1. Royston getting an early advantage on the 4th minute. Ingrid taking the lead with a good powerful header, but Warren Harris equalising on 10 minutes after a kind of half volley from the right hand edge of the box. Another Slough attacking throw. They're putting a bit of pressure on now, and Guy Hollis makes his way forward from the back to take this throw from in line with the edge of the 18-yard box. Don't want to commit too many players forward here, but Simpson's now going into the box, so there's only Dobson up for Royston. Hollis signalling where he wants the ball to go. And thrown long, flicked on by Woos. I think it's going to go harmlessly out for a goal kick, and it is a goal kick now for Royston, and it remains Slough Town 1, Royston Town 1. We are almost at the halfway point here. Half time, Marlow 1, Daventry 1. Half time, Uxbridge 1, Kettering 1. Half time in Rugby 1, Northwood 1, Rugby 1. Lots of draws at half time, so Slough's game isn't unusual here. And finally, after 49 minutes, Mr. Hayden decides to call time on that first half, and I will just shortly hand you over to the half-time interview that I did on the other day with John Underwood, and I'll wish you all well for the half-time, and I'll see you in a short while. Good evening, and welcome to Rebels Radio interview tonight here with John Underwood.
Evening.
This is the period just on reflection from the huge victory at North Greenford, and then looking forward to the big game of the weekend, Saturday, when Holloway's Park is graced with Royston Town's visit. So, first of all, John, looking back on Tuesday night, do you want to take us through the team selection?
We obviously brought in James Dobson for his debut, which obviously he's an important signing for us. It was a position we wanted to strengthen in. I guess you could say it was a bit of a gamble throwing him in. He only met the lads, some of them at like 7 o'clock before the game, but he's a quality player, and we knew he'd come in and do well, and we were pleased with him. He worked ever so hard, so he came in on the left hand side. We had a few doubts over the weekend with a few players that had been struggling with injury, and we brought in Dan Sintim to give us some cover, and it was purely he's played that midfield role before for Met Police, and we knew he could do that role for us. So yeah, George had a bit of a dead leg. Jake had a bit of has been struggling a bit with a hamstring. So we just went with who we knew was 100% fit. Didn't want to take any risks, and obviously pleased with how it went. 7-1 is obviously a great scoreline. It does a lot for the goal difference, which I think we're now the joint top scorers in the league, and we've got the second best goal difference in the league. So these are things that can make a difference come the end of the season. It's obviously going to be very tight, so it was a good night for us, really.
What did you make of the setup down at North Green for the pitch and the conditions?
Yeah, the pitch wasn't bad. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it a lot worse there, considering all the weather we've had. And I know they've had some games called off there, as everyone else has. It was probably better than we expected. No pitches are perfect at the minute, but yeah, certainly no complaints from that point of view. I think it was a pitch we were able to pass the ball on. We felt we didn't do that well enough first half, to be honest, but second half we played some good stuff, and obviously we're a lot more clinical second half than first.
I mean, the first 5 minutes was quite clinical. It was a very fast start.
Yeah, I mean, we scored off our first two attacks actually, and we were 2 up in 4 minutes, and I think the players maybe thought this is going to be too easy. I think we felt like we would score whenever we wanted, and that's never the case. And I think we just took our foot off the pedal a little bit and let them back into it. Bit of a disappointing goal we gave away. It was sloppy defensively, and at 2-1 that gave them a little bit more confidence. And we had a few scary moments first half. I thought we still created some good chances.
Goals disallowed.
Yeah,
shots just past the post.
Eddie had a good chance. Scott Harris actually had another good chance. We felt comfortable that we would go on and win the game. We were just worried that we were going to make it harder than it needed to be. But thankfully we stepped it up second half, and we put the game out of reach fairly quickly, and were able to make some changes which we'd hoped would be the case.
What did you say at half time?
We said they needed to pass the ball better. I think they said too often. I thought we didn't show enough composure on the ball. when we did in the first half, we looked a good side, but we didn't. Too often we were sloppy in our passing, and we weren't composed enough. Didn't retain possession. Didn't make it hard enough for them really. And but second half, as I say, second half we had a bit more about us. We attacked with a little bit more purpose, to be honest. And I think we knew we had to go and get the job done. And it's all about putting the ball in the back of the net, and we were able to do that with two fairly quick goals to go 4-1 up. And the game was really done at that point.
Yeah, very strong performance from Scott Harris, grabbing a hat trick and then obviously having a well-earned break. Was that pleasing? Yeah,
Hatchett was excellent. I mean, he took a very good penalty for the third goal. He's a good player. I mean, every forward we've had over the last few years in our sides, me and Bakes have found every forward that plays with Hatchett enjoys playing with him. He does a lot of the unseen stuff. He backs into defenders. He makes life difficult. And creates a lot of space for whoever he plays with. I know Eddie likes playing with him. I know the other lads like playing with him. So, but in terms of goals scored, he's kind of been, he hasn't in the league always scored so many. He's got a good record in the cups. But so it's great for him to get a hat trick. He deserved it. He played very well. Obviously, we wanted to get Adam Cornell on as well. And when he got his hat trick, it made sense to bring him off at that point. We wanted Eddie to get on the score sheet, and he did, and Adam come on and scored as well. So you want your forwards to score goals, and we were pleased that they all did on Tuesday.
And it was a really positive night, no new injury doubts, nothing like that for the weekend?
No, we go with the same squad Saturday. The only, we're kind of nursing Warren through it at the moment. He's got a bit of a knee problem. It's more that he's kind of uncomfortable and it stiffens up after games, and we got him off as soon as we could. We decided to go with him Tuesday. He said he felt good, and he was fine in the game. But we rested him. He came and got some treatment tonight. So we're hoping he'll be all right for Saturday. He's not 100%, but he's such an important player for us that we always want him in the side if we can. So no, it'll be the exact same squad we'll have on Saturday that we took to North Greenford.
And other results in the league on Tuesday night were quite interesting. There was some other top of the table clashes with Barton taking on Kettering and Daventry Dunstable.
Yeah, a couple of I guess the games didn't go perhaps as we thought they would. We thought we didn't see Dunstable winning at Daventry, but Dunstable obviously picking up again. Daventry obviously having a bit of a dip. It just seems to change from week to week. The teams like Daventry, Kettering, who were flying a few weeks ago, are both having a bit of a wobble, and then teams like Dunstable who've had a wobble now are coming strong again. So very difficult to predict these games at the minute when the top sides are playing each other. There's so little in it, and we do look at these games. We'd be lying if we said we didn't, but and you kind of have in your mind which way you'd like them to go, and they probably didn't go as we might have wanted them to Tuesday. But when teams in and around you are dropping points, you can't complain really. Rugby dropped 2 points, and you just never know. We just got to keep winning, and we're confident. That I think we're probably the form team out of those top sides at the moment, and we just need to keep that going. And if we get in the playoffs, as I said many a time, if we get in the playoffs, we'll have done so on good form, and we'll fancy ourselves.
So, what are your thoughts ahead of Royston?
Tough game. They've done well at home recently. They've not done well. We've lost their last 4 away games, so they're not travelling so well at the moment. Obviously, we hope that continues Saturday. But they are a good team. They've got some very good players. So we had a tough game there earlier in the season. We won 1-0. But they've got some very, very good individuals in their side. They just seem to be lacking a bit of consistency at the moment. But we won't underestimate them. Obviously, we're 8 points ahead of them. If we can beat them, it opens that up to 11. They've got a game in hand, but that's what it's about at the minute. Is obviously hurting your rivals, and in these games, if we can get a win, it gives us a bit of breathing space where Royston are concerned. So it's an important game for us.
And followed on following Thursday, a week's time from today, with another massive game.
Yeah, we go to Barton, who have just, I think a lot of people have probably expected them to fall away this year, and they haven't. They've kept going. They had a great win against Kettering on Tuesday, and they're really in amongst it. They've got games in hand, and same again. We need to beat them. We need to we need to. In these kind of head-to-head games, it's not just about you getting 3 points; it's about them losing 3 points. So it sounds obvious to say, but they're so important, these games. And if for example you're going to pick up 4 games from them and Hayes in those 2 quick games we've got, you're better off beating Barton and drawing with Hayes. Better off than dropping points against your rivals. So 2 massive games. I think if we can win them both, which is a tall order, but if we could win them both, we'd be really set up and really fancy ourselves, I think.
That's good. And Saturday night, you've got a team night out. I'm sure the beer will taste a little bit more sweet if you can manage to get 3 points against Royston. Yeah. It's always better to go out on a win. Obviously we're all looking forward to that, but that will be firmly in the back of our minds where we get the job done Saturday. But we when we go out, we tend to go out in good numbers, and the boys all get on, and it'd be great if we can get a win and go out and celebrate that, and then concentrate on Thursday. Well, thank you very much for your time once again, John. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
We'll speak next week after the Barton game, when hopefully Slough will have a further 6 points and be much closer to those playoff places.
Let's hope so. Cheers, John.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back. I hope you have enjoyed whatever you've been doing during your half-time break and enjoyed that interview with John Underwood. I am joined once again by the beshorted, gorgeous, tagged by the look of it, Mark Betts. How are you, Mark?
Fine, thank you. I'm just actually finishing off on a biscuit.
All right, well, I won't ask you any more questions. The Slough players are back out on the pitch. I'll take you through the teams quickly as we just await the start of the second half. Slough, number 1, Jake Somerville. 2, Sean Fraser. 3, Ryan Parsons. 4, Guy Hollis. 5, and captain Dave Woozy making his 150th appearance for the Rebels. 6, Dan Simpson playing centre of the midfield again. Number 7 was Scott Harris, who assisted his brother in setting him up for a goal on the 10th minute, but unfortunately got injury to his left leg, and so was replaced by Adam Cornell, number 16, after 30 minutes. 8, Jamie McClurg. 9, Ed Smith. 10, Warren Harris, who scored after 10 minutes, and 11, James Dobson. And on the bench for Slough is George Short, Gareth Risbridger, Jake Parsons, and Royston's team. In goal, number 1, Nick Thompson. Number 2, Lewis Endicott. Number 3, Jai Dillon. 4, and captain Ross Collins. 5, Joe De La Salle, who's a bit of a donkey. 6, I'm not sure I'm supposed to say that. 6, Jack Bradshaw. 7, goal scorer after 4 minutes. Opened the scoring here at Holloway's today. Ryan Ingray with a powerful downward header that beat Somerville to his left-hand side. 8, Spiros Mentis. 9, Khan Femi. 10, Reece Dobson. 11, Luke Robbins, and on the bench they have Robbie Nightingale, Adrian Cambridge, Craig Hammond, Ryan Lockett and George Lawton. And the referee today, who's been a bit pernickety, blown up quite a lot of times. He started off okay, letting the play flow quite a bit, but then he seemed to really start whistling quite a lot, and got a bit pernickety about locations and things. We're still actually waiting for him. Both 22 players are out on the pitch. The only person that isn't is Michael Hayden, Simon Parbury and Paul O'Hare. I'm not sure whether it's got anything to do with him being assessed, Mark. Do you think it may have?
I think it may well have, but he seems to be missing the first tackle every time. And unfortunately, it's Royston that are making the first tackle. We're making the second tackle and being pulled up for it.
What did you make of the first half overall, Mark? I didn't think it particularly flowed.
Yeah, I think we started very slowly. The idea was to start the game as quick as we could, high tempo. And we seem to go in the opposite direction. But I just think, as the game's gone on, last sort of 15, 20 minutes, we started to get on top. I just think we need to show our quality second half in the final third.
Yeah, I agree. The referee's now back out on the pitch. Did you know any more about the Hatchet injury or incident?
Yeah, basically, I think he should have just, like I spoke to him as he was walking off, he's gone for the awkward pass rather than the easy pass, and doing the awkward pass, he's ended up doing his knee.
Okay, the referee has counted all the players out. We're just about to get back underway. Slough having made one substitution and now shooting from left to right up the hill.
Does that sound okay, does it? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
So I don't want to be shouting like last week.
I think you can be shouting. We'll ask for some feedback as Mr. Hayden gets us underway. Can you please feedback on noise? We don't want Mark to be too noisy. We don't want him to swear. We don't want him to be in any way litigation crazy. So we appreciate him being here as ever. He's had a bit of a tough week, haven't you, Mark?
Yeah, it's not great. I obviously had a virus last week, which went to my eyes, which I thought it was something to do with something I'd eaten on the Friday evening, but it was actually a virus. So yeah. But anyway, back fighting fit now, and hopefully we can get 3 points.
And Slough starting this half brightly is Fraser's up on the right hand edge of the box, but overhits a pass, what was a complicated reverse pass to Warren Harris, the only Harris now left on the pitch. But there was some bright interplay there just between McClurg and a couple of the other players. Clear what's been said in the change room at half time.
Basically, I think we need to sharpen up and, look after the ball. The pitch isn't the best. I mean, it looks great, but I mean, it's bobbly, and, it's not going to be one of those games where we're going to be able to play little pretty triangle footballs, 1-2s and stuff like that. I think we need to get the ball forward as early as we can, and then we need to show our quality in the last third.
And what element of that is to do with the pitch? Because obviously here at Holloway's, as well as it being really good when it's draining and when you're getting games on that shouldn't be on, but today it's quite sandy, quite dusty, and I think for the rest of the season, I know they've only got 3 more home games, 2 more after today. It's quite difficult to play. I know your boys play on here as well.
It's not easy.
As Cornell's battling away in the far right-hand corner for the ball, clips the ball back to McClurg inside the box, flicks it across the box, and Ed Smith tries to flick it back to Warren House, but good tackle coming in there by Fraser. The ball deep inside the Royston half. They're struggling to get it clear, but in the end they do. Only as far as Woos, who launches it back forwards. Cornell underneath it. A good battle up there against the Donkey de la Salle. And Harris flicks the ball out to Fraser, who's had a good game. Fraser picks it up on the byline, inside to Harris. Harris with a man at his back. Takes a little run, chips the ball inside. Now Fraser still on the ball. He seems to be everywhere. Back to Simpton. Simple small ball to Dobson. Dobson holding up the ball, looking out left. Simple ball out to Parsons. Parsons overlapping now, almost in line with the edge of the Royston box. Inside to Dobson. Dobson low ball across, touched by Ed Smith. De La Salle flicks out a leg, but once again Parsons trying to tackle Endicott, but Royston come away and they have the opportunity to clear, but it falls as far as Dobson. Dobson, edge of the box, smashes it towards the far post and with the outside of his boot, and it was unlucky. It just went wide of the post.
Yeah, great strike. That's better. I've got to just say this. I mean, there's obviously a dodgy hairdresser in Royston.
Yep, there is. There's a few dodgy Barnets going out. There's 2 that have got that look like. What are those dolls that you call? What are those children's dolls that you have that have their hair pulled up on the top like that?
I think it's called like a Cabbage Patch doll, I believe.
Oh, it's almost like a Cabbage Patch ball.
Which has 3 or 4 players with that hairstyle, and it's quite amazing.
And Dobson just puts in a hefty challenge on Mentis as Mentis leaves the ball behind, and this will be the first booking of the afternoon. It's taken to the 48th minute, and Dobson for Slough, that's the Slough Dobson, is getting booked after 48 minutes for quite a heavy challenge on Mentis. There hasn't really been that many nasty challenges in the game yet, Mark.
No, not at all. I mean, there's been a couple of leading mistimed elbows, I must say. I think we got 2 players at half time in there of ice on eye injuries, but
we saw Woos treated for, was that blood in, was it his eye or his nose?
That was a crack across the bridge of the nose, and young Sean Fraser's been done on the right cheek with a leading elbow,
and I mean, to be fair with Woos, it hasn't made him any uglier, has it?
Oh no, I don't even think he felt it, to be honest with you.
Did he even realise it was happening?
No, I think it's just maybe he thought he'd sneezed.
Royston have just been caught offside, and so Somerville will place the ball on the far right hand side. The shadow's just lengthening again, and look to clear the ball upfield. Cornell looking for the ball, I think, but so far Royston have been winning most of that aerial battle up there.
Yeah,
but Cornell won that well, and now De La Salle, the donkey, had the ball flicked past him by Ed Smith, but the ball's bobbling around there. The pitch is really hard. The players are struggling to get control, and so Parsons puts the ball forward, but once again, this time it's Bradshaw heads the ball forward, only as far as their Dobson. And now Famey and Dobson are interested, and Woos does very well to control the ball, but Famey's now turned, flicks the ball out right, but I don't think there's anyone there who'll catch it.
That's going out.
So how have the under-18s gone? Have they had any games in the last 7 days?
Yes, they played Monday evening against Oxley Jets, who were top of the league. It was 0-0 at half-time, 5 minutes into the second half. Our centre-half had to go off. He's had a great season for us, and unfortunately we went on and lost the game. But we've got 2 games this week coming up. We've got Brimsdown away, and we've got AFC Hayes here at home on Thursday evening. And the first team are actually away to AFC Hayes on Thursday evening.
The ball bouncing around in midfield, and Simpson clips the ball forward, but once again De La Salle, a giant in there, wins the ball, but it pops out right to Warren Harris, who's got space to charge into the right hand corner. in line with the edge of the box. Dylan up against him, low cross in.
Oh, here we go.
Stepped over well by McClurk. Falls to
No.
Cornell, penalty
Cornell.
spot, leaning back
Yeah.
over the bar.
Jesus Christ. Lean back bacon.
And the Slough fans are just starting to make their way. They're all hiding in the shade. Are they?
Yeah, it's quite strong, the sun out there. But believe it, the other thing is the wind was very strong in the first half. And we've actually got that advantage kicking towards the shed end this half. I still don't think we've really tested their keeper. He looks quite young as well.
I don't think either keeper was really tested. There wasn't for two goals in the first 10 minutes. As Famey does well to hold on with strength and battles around. And Dobson now picks up the ball and it's just flicked off. And Dobson goes down terribly theoretically, and it's now a corner to Royston on the far side. The ball, Famey showed good persistence there.
Yeah, I think actually if he looks at his boots, he's probably tripped over his laces. Bit of a schoolboy error there.
I can imagine that. Are you doing this walk that some of the fans are doing?
What, last game of the season?
Yeah, I believe it's the game away at Ashford. I think it may not be the Easter Monday. I think it may be another game before that where they're walking. It's all of 10 miles.
Yeah, no, I think it's great what the supporters do, and they do it every year and raise money, and I think it's great. I can't promise.
In swinging corner from Royston goes all the way across. Yeah. Agonising. 2 Royston players there, and it goes out for a goal kick.
I must say, I can't promise that I can do it this year, but I would like to.
And how about the Fowler quiz? Let's just go through the details of that for anyone. So far today, I believe the Fowler appeals raised over £1,000 towards Fowler, and then I think also the boys in the change room also put together some of their wages.
Yeah, we did. We all put our money in a card for him, which was nice. So it's another nice surprise for the lad. But like I say, Adam Fowler's just quality, lovely lad. And
so there's going to be a quiz, I believe, at the Slough Polish Association on the 11th of April. And it's in Stoke Poges, and it's the postcode, if anyone that wants it, is SL24NZ. It's a 7:45 start. You can have a max of 8 people in your team, and it is £5 per person. All the proceeds and everything are going towards the Adam Fowler.
Yeah, so if you're a fan of the chase, then bring yourself down. But I think you may have some stiff composition from the management team that's being formed.
Yeah, the management team, I think we're going to do terribly well, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely.
I think we need to have a little word with the quizmaster beforehand. But
well, I think we should have the answers.
And also,
sorry.
And also, we do have that handicap of having bakes on our team, which won't ever help. As Royston press forward again, but it comes to now as Parsons closed down Famey well. Another poor kick from Somerville again today. It hasn't been his finest kick in the afternoon so far, as the ball drops back to Fraser now, midway inside his own half, looking forward, looking at options, drives the ball low up the line towards Cornell.
He's onside. He's onside because he's come from the wrong way.
He's free
back
in his box.
Oh, jeez.
Tries to had hours and hours and hours in the box on the right hand side.
Great chance.
Decided to try and cross the ball, but didn't get a lot on it. And then the ball bounced around in the area, but nothing doing. As Woos comes bustling out of attack on the left wing, chips the ball forward. Ed Smith now got space again, up against De La Salle, flicks it inside, but De La Salle comes across and will oof it clear as normal. Yeah, standard.
Yeah, he's a unit, by the way. He's a big lad.
And now Royston have the opportunity to attack. It's a bit like basketball at the moment. It's end-to-end stuff.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
As a long ball's driven out right, Fraser underneath it, heads it up, but Ingray will be after it. And it looked like Fraser...
Hold up, the waiter's getting through here.
And Harris is somehow not given a free kick there, where he got buffeted around by 2 players.
Yeah.
And it's a free kick to Dylan. Dylan and Ingray both sandwiched him. Dylan now with the ball, and Famey has a poor touch. The fans outside are getting a little bit more vocal now. I think there's a bit more passion in the game. Aylesbury United 1, North Greenford United 0. As once again, the De La Salle uncomplicated clears the ball long forward, and this is his meat and veg. He absolutely loves us. He's absolutely climbing all over him, and that's unfair. He must be at least 15 stone.
I think he's using Cornell's pair of steps there, but unfortunately, lad's so heavy, Cornell's give in like the steps probably would. He's
looking a bit 80s there with his old kind of, his cycling shorts on.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, if he rolls those sleeves up anymore, it looks something like out of Duran.
I think he's going for that. So we've got a free kick a few yards outside the box on the right-hand corner as we look at it, with an in-swinging from Dobson, left-footed, low, doesn't beat first man, disappointing. Headed clear as far as the left-hand edge of the box with Warren Harris in attendance, but lets the ball go all the way out. Looks to take the throw short, but Damn Symptom, I think, will be the better option here to take a slightly longer throw into the box. Wu stays upfield. Somerville just stood hands on hips on it, not interested at the moment, but ball thrown in long. Not quite as far as Wu's. Wu seemed to be on one of the Cabbage Patch Kids' heads then, but ball flipped forward by Famey. Now to Dobson. Dobson on halfway. Short pass to Smith. Smith back to Dobson, but Dobson's second ball isn't as good. And a long ball by Bradshaw has Hollis interested with Royston's Dobson after it. But there's too many Dobsons on this pitch.
A couple of Dobsons.
A right couple of Dobsons.
I think we've got Dobsons in Slough, the builders merchants.
Do you go down there at all?
No.
Can you talk into the right bit of the microphone? The top bit?
Is that better?
There we go, yeah.
There we go.
There
Sorry.
we are. That helps.
That's
Flicked on by Cornell. And now Warren Harris, who's having a little battle. The referee doesn't like Warren Harris, does he?
No, he doesn't.
He seems to be giving everything against him today. He's shortest, I think, against poor old little Warren.
Yeah.
The fans are just viewing their displeasure and kind of... There's plenty of fans out today. I don't know why so many come over here and look in the sun. You'd surely think it would be better to stand on the inside.
But yeah, I mean, there's a few here today. What do you reckon?
I think it's probably
3.5.
No, I don't think that many.
No?
I think
Three?
it's probably just ahead of normal. I reckon 3, maybe 285, 300 at a push. It'll be interesting to see what they say at the end of it. Northwood 1, Rugby 1. So Northwood equalise with a sensational 35 strike. That's good. As Slough come away with the ball up to halfway line and
Warren
Harris is set free.
Yeah, well done.
But against Bradshaw. Bradshaw seems the more cultured of the two centre-backs, but it'll be an attacking throw now to Slough, and Fraser's making pace to try and get up there to do it quickly and do it early. Slough have a bit of tempo in this second half.
Yeah. There we go. How's your touch?
Throw into Cornell. Cornell back to Fraser. Fraser lofted the ball towards the back post, too deep, but falls as far as Dobson on the right and left-hand edge of the box. He's very unhappy with himself as it unfortunately goes into the car park, probably threatening my car, and the second ball gets kicked onto the pitch nice and quickly by one of the Slough management team. What was the atmosphere in the dugout? What was the feeling leading up to half-time? Were the management team happy? Or
I wouldn't say the lads were happy, no, because we didn't start the game with a tempo that they were asked to do. We've gone out and been lethargic. So yeah, they give them a few words of wisdom, and I think that sort of made sense to the lads, really.
We've got a question in from Rocker for the under-18s quote. How many current first team players are from the academy? Are there any out there?
From the first team,
yeah.
We've actually got Matty Bonnet, who is a 16-year-old goalkeeper. Seb Costello, he's now just coming up for 18. He's around the first team, and Aaron Collymore, he is just in his last year at the academy, and he's featured on the bench for the first team. And
I understand that that young Seb's getting a bit of game time at the moment down at Badshot League, playing quite regularly for them.
He is, yeah, and he's actually playing for the Berks and Bucks County side as well, which is a great honour as well.
As Royston now come forward with the ball, Famey trying to cut through two players, gets a bit lucky. Now Robbins on the ball, left-footed strike, way out of the pitch, and that's another ball out of the ground. You haven't missed much. Cornell had a header midway inside the Royston box that just went again harmlessly over the bar, but it's quite an open game.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I just think we need to maybe start knuckling down a little bit now. I mean, we seem to be going quite direct, but we just need to
just keep the ball a bit better.
Just not rush. You know,
not panic too early.
There's a long way to go. Long way to go.
We have played 15 minutes here in the second half at Holloway's. A beautiful sunny day. It's very warm out here. It remains Slough Town 1, Royston Town 1. Both goals coming in the first 10 minutes. As Ryan Parsons will pick up this ball on the halfway line on the left, playing his time and space, passes it upfield to Dobson. Back to Ryan Parsons. Now has a look with his right foot, chips the ball forward into a great space. Dobson unmarked. Has a chance to go into the box, drills a ball across, and Thompson palms it out, but all the way across to Fraser, to Harris. Harris drives the ball across, now out to Fraser, edge of the box. Harris towards the far stick, might go as far as Dobson. Dobson seemed to get blocked off the ball by the big lump, or by Endicott, but that was much better by Slough.
Yeah, that's quality. Yeah, that's what we're about. That is what we are.
As Royston quickly take the goal kick, both teams keen to get on. I don't think 1 point suits either of them. Ball falls to McClurg, but that was nice interplay down the left-hand side between.
Yeah, a bit of quality there. It was a great delivery. Keeper's done well there, actually.
Symptoms seem to get fouled there, but the referee's not doing anything there.
He don't seem to like him. I mean, the lad's been had to kicked out of him all day long.
And Woos picks up the ball very well.
And it go.
just doesn't do quite enough with the ball. And now Dobson has the chance to
Great
attack him.
Great tackle.
Superb tackle by Fraser just to flick the ball on, but now it's bouncing around dangerously in the middle of midfield, and Guy Hollis goes very strong against Dobson. And once again, Fraser's really getting committed in there against Dobson. Certainly no passion being lacked on either side here. It's certainly a tense game out there, Mark.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, well, both teams want the points today, you know.
Flicked on by Ed Smith. Cornell picks up very, very well and just overhits the ball, unfortunately, out. It would have been a better ball out to the right to Ed Smith, but he was facing that way. Looked the ball pass out, and some unhelpful comments, I think, from some of the Slough faithful there.
It's a great comment. I mean, the lads just had a stray pass, and they're shouting out stuff like that. It doesn't make sense to me, you know. If you're going to be shouting stuff like that out, you might as well go and watch the TV.
Yeah, I mean, you are watching non-league football here. Is the ball's headed through into the box, and Endicott's trying to do it. Ed Smith gives a bit of a shove towards the wall. Ed Smith only two games are now, I believe, away from avoiding his booking.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, you know, he's been told to, you know, curb it, you know, because he's one of them players that we all know can get us in these playoffs, guaranteed us in these playoffs, and without him,
he plays on the edge, doesn't he? A little bit.
He does. Yeah.
Sometimes, but it's unnecessary because he's a good player without that side of his game. As Simpson once again seemingly got fouled there by Famey.
He hasn't had one foul against one lad. Not one foul has been given to him. He's been had the.
And he seems to
have
had a few nasty tackles in there.
Yeah.
So I think the referee might not be quite calling that one right from our perspective. As Thompson clears the ball long up to halfway, and a long hopeless ball there from Royston. They're reverting to the long ball and back to Parsons. Somerville outright to Harris. Harris heads it on.
Oh, you've got to gamble there. Gamble.
And it's left by both Bradshaw and Cornell, and so now back into Thompson's. The keeper's having lots of touches of the ball. Unfortunately, it's only there. Simpson got the ball on halfway, tries to play a small pass to McClure, but under hit. And now this Mentis has the opportunity, passes the ball outright to Ingray. Good tackle there coming in from Simpson, but Dobson picks up the ball for Royston. Hollis picked up the ball there,
dives.
and Famey dived and picked up on the ball. Royston are very unhappy, but Hollis picked up the ball in front of him, and now Famey, as if he's all of a sudden a miraculous recovery, is up on his feet.
Yeah, I learned
Dylan
that.
Pass the ball up the line, and Famey hasn't got it really today, but it's been missed by him, and Famey's now in. Famey now in one-on-one, but an absolutely superb goal-saving challenge by Hollis. By Woos.
Yeah, great tackle.
That was certainly...
That's a quality tackle.
Magnificent tackle. Because
it's amazing, you know, the guy's gone down like he's been shot, then all of a sudden he's in our box and he's sticking it in the back of the net.
But, yes, So Dan Simpson is now taking a breath.
Off injured.
And Simpson just carrying a slight knock, and so George is coming on. 18 minutes gone now in the second half. Slough make their second substitution.
Come on, Georgie Short.
With George coming on for Dan Simpson after 18 minutes of the second half. So we've played about 63 minutes here. Royston have an attacking corner, which Famey's going to take, curling in from the left-hand edge. It's an in-swinging corner. George Short immediately takes his position on the edge of the box. Ball comes in, punched clear by Somerville, only as far as the edge of the box. Still bobbling around on the edge of the box, flicked into the box, but Somerville will pick it up early. There's not very many Slough players forward, so I don't think he'll take this one particularly clear, but that was well dealt with by Somerville.
Yeah, no, he's done well there. It's good. He's got two good fists on that. And a great strike from the hands. George
Shaw's first action of the day wins a towering header there in midfield. McClurg now picks up the ball. Hollis now once again swiftly in on Famey. That looked like a handball there, by Endicott, but nothing doing. No appeals.
And that's a foul, by the way.
And Famey just runs into the back.
That is a foul, by the way, as well.
Again. The tension's rising a bit higher now, but all play that looked like a free kick as well. George Short battling well in midfield up against Robbins. The ball back in Endicott in the right back position. Well closed down by Dobson, and now McClurg picks up the ball. McClurg going forward. Simple ball out, but unfortunately misplaces it terribly in the direction of Dobson. And the quality's just lacking for a minute. Slough need to be careful here and get a foothold in the game, as once again Hollis, who's playing very strongly today, clears the ball long. It's out for a throw-in on the right-hand far touchline, and it's all got a bit scrappy, Mark.
It has, yeah. We're just trying to overcomplicate it there. I mean, just let the ball do the work. Let the ball do the work. Some great holes in there behind their back four. And we're trying to play these little triangles.
I don't think they're terribly mobile, are they?
I don't think so. I think another 10 minutes they'll be even more, tired than what they are. I mean, the skipper's trying to get them out. Look, I mean, they're going out 3s and 4s.
as Famey has the ball on the right wing, deep inside the Slough half, and a long shot from Dobson safely into the middle of Somerville's arms from probably all of 30 yards. Uxbridge are now 2-1 up against Kettering, so that's a good result. However, at Barton are 4-0 up at home, so that's perhaps not quite such a good result. But so there's a lot of football still to be played this afternoon. Northwood 2, Rugby 1, so Rugby again trailing now. So there's a few results. It makes Slough's drive to push on and get 3 points all the more important when Rugby are losing. And also Kettering are losing. That would really help them. And I would pass over to Mark, but he's had a biscuit. He's loving the biscuits. But to be fair, he has been in hospital and he's lost over a stone this week, and also he's lost most of his beard.
Yeah,
so he's looking a little bit younger. As the long ball goes forward from Slough, heavy touch there from Bradshaw, and it'll be an attacking throw on the far left-hand side. Short throw quickly taken to McClurg. McClurg on the left-hand edge of the box, short to Dobson. Dobson tries to overcomplicate it. Dobson throws it into McClurg quickly. Long throw into the box and flicked on off his toes by Cornell. Ed Smith in. Ed Smith battled over twice and nothing doing from the referee.
Doesn't give it.
I can honestly see an awful lot going on in there. I'm not quite sure I agree completely with you, but Dobson, some good play there to try and speed things up. Dobson again on the ball, looking for a ball towards the far side. Ron Harrison!
Yes!
Left-hand corner! 2-0!
Mr. Harris!
Fantastic goal by Slough.
Quality.
Dobson, an excellent ball in.
There you go.
That
goes for the penalty. That goes for the penalty we didn't get, eh?
That is fantastic. You just talk for a minute. I just need to write something down.
We'll just put another bit of biscuit in.
You put another bit of biscuit in. So that is after, I would say, 67 minutes. So Warren Harris gets his second of the afternoon to go with his one the other night. Can Slough now hold on to this lead? But that was a great ball in from the left-hand side. Dobson fizzed it in, and Warren Harris coming in at the far post headed it exactly as you were supposed to do, down and across goal. Yeah. The keeper Thompson had no chance.
He had no chance.
Very similar, if not the other way round, to the first Royston goal.
Yes, very true. Yeah. So a great finish though.
So just to repeat, despite all our excitement, it remains now Slough Town 2, Royston Town 1. We have played half of this second half here, so Slough now need to not go into their shells, keep playing the football that they can play, and Royston have to press forward. And Royston have made a change there with replacement number 12 Robbie Nightingale coming on. It looks like he's come on for I'm not sure who, one of the Hair Bear bunch, do you think?
Let's just have a quick look. It's one Hair Bear.
I can't see the other Hair Bear. Can you see the other Hair Bear?
Oh, I think the
other Cabbage Patch.
Yeah, number 8 Hair Bear's gone off.
Yes, so I think that it looks like Mentis has gone off at the same time as that goal. Mentis has gone off, and yes, we're fine. We're just being walking. Apart from we can't see through you. The steward's in the way as Royston attacking down in the far left-hand corner, but
dodgy steward from last week.
Out. Yeah, it's 2-1.
Yeah.
Northwood is 2-1. Yeah. Thank you. And with Rugby are 2-1 down. We know. Thank you. He's quite useful. So yeah, we think Mentis has gone off the number 8. Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So something going on with his shin pads earlier. It was quite amazing. Yeah.
Was it amusing?
Yeah, it was quite comical.
So, ball through to Somerville. Somerville now eating up a little bit of time. You can have a seat.
This is warm in here, isn't it?
I know. Have a little seat if you like, son. It's quite nice down here. You've been on your feet all week.
Jesus Christ.
I know, it's quite nice. I did have the shades, but I can't see the computer screen if we've got the shades. Ball headed forward.
A little loft.
Ed Smith on the ball. Has a couple of touches. Out to McClurg. McClurg back now. 10 yards inside.
Better.
Fraser has a touch.
Better.
Seems to get fouled, but ball's up. Keeps on playing. In the edge of the box. Fraser tries to cross the ball in, but gets blocked.
Corner of do. Harris on
the far side.
Yeah, well
the ball
done.
Out for the corner.
Done.
And there's a player riding round in front of us in agony.
Let's see if they.
Let's see if Mark can help with the shades. There's the player in front of us is riding around in quite a lot of agony. It was an innocuous, innocent tackle, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah, it was nothing. They've both gone for it. I mean, I think he's probably landed awkward. He's holding his knee. Oh, hello there. We have someone out of Baywatch.
Not Babe Station. He's getting treated. No wonder he's injured.
I think he's actually done his knee there, and he was holding his hip as well, so he's probably twisted awkwardly.
And meanwhile, off the ball, Famey is still continuing to bite in the ear of Michael Hayden, just saying, "Oh, this." He seems to be whining quite a lot. Fraser's just coming over to the injured player and just making sure that he's okay. I don't think there was any malice in the challenge.
Yeah, there's no malice in that. Sean isn't like that anyway. I mean,
no, it was just physical competition for the ball, and the player thankfully is up on his feet. We'll just wait to see whether he's going to continue playing. He's going to make his way off towards
us. Is that actually a female physio?
Yes. I believe that is a
right, okay,
physio.
I think the flying blonde hair gives it away.
Ingri coming off, and I believe he's being replaced by number 14. So that's after 70 minutes. So that's 16 Ryan Lockett replacing number 7 Ingri. So second roll of the dice from Royston, and Ingri has been replaced by Lockett. Nightingale's replaced Mentis, so they're throwing the cards. Slough have an attacking corner though on the near side to us. Dobson will take it. Can Harris get his hat-trick? Harris on the edge of the box at the moment. Slough moving around. Ball delivered in well.
There it
Far
is.
Post. George short header. Great save by Thompson. Slough could have easily been there.
Yeah, that's a great header by young George there. Great save.
Pops up well at the back stick, and Parsons plays the ball down into the line, into the channel. Endicott thumps the ball backfield, but only as far as Warren Harris. Harris to Short. Short now to Ed Smith on the far left-hand corner. Ed Smith looks to cross the ball in, drives the ball across. Great defensive header by the lump, and it's once again a Slough.
He all got his nut on it.
Once again a Slough corner on the far side. They really need to make this pressure play.
Yeah, I if they can keep this pressure up for the next 5-10 minutes, I think we're going to nick another goal here. But at the moment, the keeper's keeping in their back fours at 3s and 4s.
Dobson on the far side with the corner kick. Out swinging this time.
Yeah, great
low
spin.
One. Cornell on the near post. Didn't get a lot on it, and unfortunately didn't make a most of it, but it was a low one, a pre-planned move, and Cornell had time, but the defender got to him, and it's again another throw-in. Another corner, far side, which Dobson will take. The Slough fans starting to make a little bit of noise.
Yeah, it's amazing now, Slough fans. Now we've gone 2-1 up, all suddenly finding some constructive stuff to say rather than criticising, which is nice.
I am commentating on Thursday up at Bar, and I'm not sure Mark's going to be joining me there as the corner comes in deep.
Goalkeeper dropped it.
Goalkeeper flapped at it and waved at it, but it's on the edge of the box now at the moment.
And
ball from Robbins, but cleared long, and Hollis underneath it. Hollis chips it out to the left. Great ball to Dobson. 10 yards inside the Royston half. Back to Parsons. Parsons clips the ball up towards Ed Smith, but it's bouncing around on the edge of the box. And still bouncing around. Ed Smith getting interested, and once again, it's the thoughtless De La Salle hoofs the ball forward.
Kicks like a mule.
And now Parsons picks up the ball. 5 yards inside the half, but robbed by Famey. Now in middle of midfield for Royston, have the opportunity to pass out to Dylan here on the left.
No,
Dylan just inside of us, kept it well. Just 5 yards inside his own half. Short ball through to the substitute Nightingale. Nightingale touch inside to the captain Collins. Collins to Dobson. Dobson outright, but headed well home by Fraser and the danger of it. Royston come on, try and play at least some nice football, don't they?
They do try. I mean, they're not lumpers, but
with the exception of one.
Yeah, but no, the lad up front, the 10, he's worked his socks off all game. Fraser, I believe his name is.
We have played nearly half an hour of the second half. We played 29 minutes of this second half. It remains Slough Town 2, both goals from Warren Harris, Royston Town 1, in what could be a vital 3 points for Slough. They certainly need this if they want to continue with their push for playoff positions and playoff football towards the end of this season. Royston now with more urgency, playing the ball up forward right. George wins the ball and comes back for a second bite, heads it on forwards. Cornell after it, but Royston playing around with the ball at the back. George picks up the ball, now up against Collins. Harris involved, but the skipper does well.
Can't believe he's come out of it.
And Famey now up against Woos, and Famey and Woos having a right old battle. And the free kick is awarded.
Famey's on the floor.
Free kick is awarded to Famey.
And he's jumped up taking a free kick.
And Woos tries to take it completely from the wrong position. There's certainly a lot more heated fans out there at the moment, not just due to the weather.
No, they're getting quite emotional now.
There's plenty.
Seems to be giving it to linesman and the referee.
But the end result is that it will be a free kick to Royston, 5 yards inside the Slough half. close to this left-hand touchline, and it looks like the substitute Nightingale will try and clear it into the box. Slough need to be alert and need to be clear on what they're going to do here as the ball's drilled in long towards the far post. Woo's up, short up, and between them they win the ball, and it's out towards the left-back position. Dobson up against the substitute Lockett. Lockett passes it short inside Endicott. Endicott puts the ball in the box. Headed. Great save by Somerville, who touches it onto the bar after a superb header. And now Harris has the opportunity to attack, and he's getting fouled left, right, and centre. But a real urge of excitement here. It's not going out, so I'm not sure what he's done. He's just elbowed him in the face. But that was absolutely superb football there, as the header from Royston crashed against the bar after a great tipping save, and it bounced down into the goal and cleared well by Slough.
How that hasn't gone over the line, by the way, I don't know. He's pushed it onto the post, it's gone onto the crossbar. Amazing, great save, by the way.
We have 15 minutes left here at Holloway's. Their third and final substitutions coming from Royston. Number 11 making way. So that was his last action. That header, I believe, was his last action.
Maybe their little battery charges in the top of their head only last so many minutes, because I think we're down to
This fella that's coming on is a bit of a lump, isn't he?
He's a big lad, yeah.
So we have played 75 minutes here at Holloway's. It remains Slough Town 2, Royston Town 1, and it's getting a little bit more edge, a little bit more urgency here from both sides, as Cornell's shutting down Dillon in the left back position. Short up against Famey, and Famey, who's been sent off a few times this season, is showing why.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, his elbow again was very adrift.
Famey now picks up the ball on the halfway line. George clatters him a little bit, but just catches him, and Famey trying to dance around with the ball. And it may be the first opportunity to get the ball long to Hammond, who is the latest substitute for Royston. Cross it all the way back to the right back position on halfway. Endicott chips the ball up the line in the direction of substitute.
15 is big, isn't he?
Hammond. He's quite a unit, and Hammond up against Parsons down in that far right hand corner. Just gets the throw off, and Parsons is very happy about that.
I don't know if you've seen the advert on the TV with Sainsbury's and Tesco's and all that, and Asda's have got the biggest scarecrow. I think they've just put him on.
He is a big old unit, so it wouldn't be surprising if Royston start to try and get balls in the box. Ball back to Endicott. Slough now under a little bit of pressure here and cooped inside their own half, and the ball all the way back for a very ambitious shot from Bradshaw, but it's not testing Somerville. But that save by Somerville, from that header.
That is unbelievable. I mean,
tipped it onto angle of post and bar, bounced then down, and I think it was Woos who then hooked it clear, much to the relief of them. But it was a great move from Royston. Good cross, and what a save.
Yeah, great header, great save.
I think to become
both players.
Slough need to really up the ante now for the next 10-15 minutes. If they can put this effort in, it's going to reap them huge rewards. It may well knock Royston out of the playoff ambitions. Ball fallen to short in midfield, hooks the ball out left towards Dobson, and Smith's up against Endicott, but it goes out for a throw into Royston midway inside their own half, which Endicott's now taking from the shadows. What would you be saying now? Would you make any changes?
Not at the moment. I just think that we've just got to keep switched on and keep going at Royston. 2-1 isn't enough.
The fans are getting a little bit more animated and agitated now. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out now for the next 10 or 15 minutes. Slough will hope to get a goal. I still feel this game might have one more goal in it.
I think it is. It definitely has, and
Parsons clips the ball through into the box, and Cornell was inches away from making that vital connection, but it goes through to Thompson, who very quickly takes the ball, clears it up towards halfway. Woos all over. It's two big lumps together now, and Fraser now under pressure smacks against Famey's head, which is a little bit of karma. Whether or not you could say that, and he's now gone down.
Yeah, no, it's but there you go.
And now he's miraculously up. But it should be a Slough throw in deep inside their own half, which Hollis will take, and Slough have the opportunity to do it. But Famey has now got up. He's wiping his face down after it slightly got smacked in it.
Yeah, I think he's just adjusting his hair.
Hollis, long throw up the line towards Short, but one there well. But Short gets the luck of the bounce, gets the ball, keeps two players at bay, and then to Fraser, who rushed in his clearance, and now it's a throw on to Royston. We have about 10 minutes plus injury time left. This is going to go to the wire, folks. Don't go anywhere. If you've got anything, if your wife's snagging it, you do not move. You need to listen to this. It's Ed Smith, picks up the ball, flicks it in the direction of Cornell. Bradshaw does a steps over, but Cornell wasn't quite just sharp enough there, I didn't think.
Oh, but that'll do us, yeah.
But pressures Bradshaw well, and
There's
Bradshaw concedes a throw on. We want to be playing the football up this end of the pitch, don't we?
Definitely, yeah.
Warren Harris with the hands on the ball will throw it back to Sean Fraser. But Fraser now with the ball throws it infield to Cornell. Cornell has a little touch back to Harris towards the edge of the box. Harris chips the ball in, flicked on by Cornell towards Ed Smith, but cut out well by the lump. And now it's gone out all the way across the pitch for a throw into Slough on the far side, which Parsons won't be in any hurry to take particularly. He's been marked quite closely there by Hammond, the big lump. Ball thrown down the line. Ed Smith flicks inside, but there's no one there. De La Salle, Industrial cleared, touched by Short. Up in the air now, Short will win, and Collins' eyes weren't on the ball at all. They're only on Short there as the ball falls to Harris. Harris flicks the ball towards Smith. Back to Short. Short has a strike, but it's only in danger of killing the fans, not the goal.
No, definitely. And the left back's gone down for.
The left back's got cramp.
Royston.
They haven't got any more substitutes, so he better get up, or they'll be down to 10.
Yeah, he's cramping up.
He's not used to running, obviously. And Warren's certainly given him the run round.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you're marking Warren Harris for the afternoon, you actually know that you've been involved in a game of football. It's like marking a 1-2-5.
Uxbridge
with the
3,
handbrake off.
Uxbridge 3, Kettering 1. So Kettering are certainly not looking like they're going to get 3 points today. It would be a massive 3 points if Slough can hold on here. As the ball's up with Royston's Dobson on the left wing, showing Fraser a clean pair of heels, but Fraser battling back well and wins a foul, wins Dobson's abuse, and that's exactly what Slough want. At this time, they want them rattled. They want to be playing the ball in those areas, and Dobson's clearly frustrated. He said too much. It's a stupid booking. So why has he talked himself into the book? Why do players do that, Mark?
As much as it's frustration, the thing is, it's once a decision's given, no referee's going to change their mind. So it's a shame. I mean, the lad, he's worked his socks off all afternoon.
And the ex-Burnham manager,
Martin Stone.
Martin Stone's here, just having a little look. I'm not sure what his ideas are here. Whether he's planning any takeovers, maybe linked with Maidenhead or something for next season. Might be looking at a few players here.
Yeah, we never know. You never know in football. 1 minute you're here and then you're there. But
as the ball's won well in midfield by Short, flicked on by Cornell. High clearance by Endicott. Slough are doing well to battle, and Short wins up well against Famey. And Famey's still moaning for a change as Harris is down in the right hand corner. Already. Harris is playing the clever game, keeping the ball out there well.
That's gone, Slough ball. Well done, Warren.
And Warren, who could well be man of the match, I would say. He's one of them in the runner.
He's worked his socks off. I mean, the lad.
Considering he's carrying a little knee injury,
he's carrying it, and he got smashed in the first 10 minutes. That they were looking at maybe having to change him, but he's dug in.
He's got heart, hasn't he?
He's got heart. He's got massive heart.
As Fraser takes the throw and plays it back to him, just overhits it, so it'll be a goal kick to Royston, which they're looking to speed up and quickly take. They're not very happy at the moment. Leighton 1, Beaconsfield 2. Is some other scores in from the division. St Ives 3, Egham Town 1. If you want to contact us all, please contact us. Any questions for Mark at MyFC Rebels Radio. As Dobson set free, he's up against Woos towards the left-hand edge of the box. Woos better be careful not to do it. But Dobson just runs the ball out, and it's a goal kick to Slough. Much to the relief, we have now played almost 40 minutes of the second half, so we have 6 minutes plus injury time remaining.
Yeah.
Somerville not in any particular rush to take this kick. No movement at all on the Slough bench. The Royston bench seem to be sat down and resigned to their fate. As Slough look to clear this ball well. Somerville, good click up in the direction of Harris. Harris underneath it, but doesn't challenge Bradshaw.
Bit of time.
Time for Harris now as he gets the header from McClurg inside to Short. Short, unfortunately, the pitch gave him a nasty touch there to Ed Smith. Ed Smith back to out on the right. Fraser takes a touch. Short to Ed Smith. Ed Smith has the ball again. Nice little ball back to Short. Short into the box. Well, it's in.
Great delivery, George.
Unfortunately, just in front of Cornell, but great ideas there. Better football here from Slough.
Yeah, much better.
And Slough look to have the energy about them as Dobson now on the left has a little bit of time. Unfortunately, it just bubbled. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. That was like my pitching wedge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a great lofting shot if he was on a golf course.
And the ball's harmlessly out for a goal kick. They're looking for another ball. This time the Royston manager is going to go and get it because I don't think either of the Slough folks were particularly in a rush to take that.
And he's actually shanked it, so...
So we have 5 minutes to go.
Oh, it's another ball on the pitch.
Both of us are getting a bit agitated. We're all a bit nervous here, aren't we?
Yeah,
It's a bit squeaky bum time.
It is, but you know, the lads have been superb second half. Absolutely superb.
Whatever's happening wherever you are, please let us know. Contact us, ask us any questions. So Short, once again, since he's come on, he's won everything in the air.
He's been superb,
And
George.
Fraser again. Fraser's had a superb game. There's a long lofted ball
Eddie's
through and Ed Smith's
one-on-one.
after it. Eddie Smith's
One-on-one.
off, but I think the
Don't
keeper's
do
going to
it,
have
Ed.
it. And it runs out harmlessly past both of them into the corner of the pitch. Goal kick to Royston.
You
Thompson's got a spring in his step there.
Yeah, you know when there's about 3 minutes left because the Slough faithful are making their way near to the tunnel.
Yeah.
So hopefully cheer these players off with a good 3 points
But
in
there's
the bag.
smokers around us. Plenty of cigarettes being smoked by some of the dads on the touchline. They
Yeah,
seem to be
one-
chain smokers at the moment.
Jake Somerville's
Jake's
dad's
and
having
Guy's
a and
dad,
Guy's dad, yeah.
Both at it as Dobson tries a neat turn, but Hollis comes in, wins the header well, but it's only as far as Dillon. 5 yards inside the Slough half. Looks to play a short ball through to Dobson. Dobson up the line to Famey. Famey back to Dobson. Dobson tries to kick a ball into the area, but Short gets a lot underneath it, but it's up in the air on the edge of the box with McClurg bouncing around. Now falls back to Nightingale. Dangerous times this for Sloughers. Endicott now chips the ball up the line, but Parsons should have enough for that as Woos comes across with the other big lump in attention of Hammond and clears the ball up the line.
Yeah,
Flicked on by
superb.
Dobson. Slough cleaning their lines now, but they're sitting deep. Ball clipped in by Nightingale. Well up by George Short on the edge of the box. Flicked on again more by Dobson, but then his click unusually missed by McClurg. Once again won by Fraser, but it's dropped edge of the box and a lofted cross out to the left towards Dobson, but Fraser's got a first touch on it, but it will fall to Dobson near the edge of the box on the close to the byline. Dobson, ball inside, goes for the 1-2, but it's outside of him. Fraser does the sensible thing, clips the ball out, but Royston attacking here.
Yeah, we're under pressure at the moment with weathering a bit of a storm in it.
We've got about 5 minutes left.
Is it really that long?
Yeah, well, we've got 3 minutes plus injury time, so there will be a little bit of that going on.
Coming at us now.
It's very tense here. It's very tense. St Ives 3, Egham 2. Uxbridge 3, Kettering 2. Kettering coming back into it. The ball driven by Royston to the edge of the box. Nightingale heads it out right to Captain Collins. Collins, short ball through to Endicott. Endicott chips the ball. Shut down by Parsons, and it will go for a throw-on. No, Parsons wins the throw-in very well. And deep inside his own half, 5 yards from his own corner flag. And Slough fans are already trying to whistle for the final lesson. Final whistle, really. They're whistling for the final whistle.
Yes.
It's all a little bit early. I make it
Everyone's whistling.
2.5 minutes plus injury time.
Oh, I've lost my phone. Oh, there it is.
You haven't lost your phone.
No, there she is.
Hey.
Oh.
I don't want to know where it is. As the Slough faithful start to make their way up the pitch. And there's some
Yes.
interesting sights. As balls on the edge of the Slough box, hooked clear by Fraser. Back in there. Fraser could be be man of the match. Back to Parsons. Dobson hooks the ball upfield. One on halfway by Cornell, and Ed Smith's almost in. Royston committing a lot of players forward. Endicott keeps the ball in and clears it up into the Slough half. A bit of a lack of communication, but Fraser, long clearance down into the right corner, and it's only Bradford back. Heads it back to the keeper. And the keeper, Thompson, no messing, kicks it forward really quickly. But no one's there, and Slough will quite happily all day watch that. And the fans aren't in a particular hurry to get the ball back, let's be honest.
No, not at all.
George's dad's just rolling it forward, just waiting for Fraser to go and get it. But but it's going to have Guy Hollis. The referee's not particularly hurrying them up. Dunstable have taken the lead against Hayes. That's not a great result as yet, but Dunstable have taken the lead 1-0 at Hayes. Thrown up the line long, flicked on by Ed Smith. The big lump of De La Salle once again clears the ball up. Hamey on halfway line, trying to do lots of tricks, but McClurg comes in with a strong foot. Just a little bit of composure needed by Fraser, and a good ball into a good channel, into a good area, and it will run out harmlessly deep into the Royston half with De La Salle, the only person over the throw. Slough need to get up and get forward.
Ref's just looking at his watch.
We've only played 44 minutes here. It remains Slough Town 2, Royston Town 1. Famey back almost immediately in front of us. And George Short comes away with the ball. Chips a little ball through to Ed Smith, but it's over here. Through to Thompson. And Thompson will have the opportunity to clear the ball long. Royston committing players forward. Slough need to win these first headers. Well won by Dobson, but it's not got a lot of ground. Ball bouncing around halfway, headed to Collins, to Endicott, back to Bradshaw. Shut down by Ed Smith, oofed forward long towards Famey. But Guy Hollis is wise to that. Guy Hollis putting him under pressure, and Guy Hollis comes away with the ball masterfully and on a little run. Famey's after him, he's going to kick him. But Famey once again, a reckless, horrible tackle in front of the dugouts, and it might well be a straight red here, I would think. He jumped at him, and this might just be adding to his red cards for this season.
Yeah, no, it's just dreadful.
Famey does an awful tackle on Dobson. We hit the 90 minutes here. Lots of players around the referee.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. He's being assessed today, so this will be fascinating to see what the assessor makes of this and whether that plays in the referee's mind. As Famey's called over, Dobson still lies prostrate on the halfway line. Yeah. The referee's doing the sensible thing, having a word here with his assistant. He's going for his back pocket. It's going to be red, I think. Do you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's got to be red. I mean, he's come off the floor.
I'm not sure he is. From the way it's been handled, it's yellow.
Yellow card.
It's yellow, and Famey's a lucky boy there.
Yeah, he's had the audacity to hold the ball up, saying he's gone for the ball.
He left his feet and scissored Dobson on halfway line. But the good thing is it's taken a little bit of pace and intensity out of the game.
Yeah. There might be a change here for Slough.
Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see if Parsons came on potentially here if necessary. Yep, and that's the shout that's come out from the bench. It will be Dobson's last action of the game, and on will come Jake Parsons in the 90th minute. So that's a sad way to see it. Let's hope it's not too serious. But Jake Parsons has come on he's not a bad player to bring on in this situation, is he?
Jake Parsons is good. He know what to do. He'll come on and he'll just see the rest of the game out. He'll slow things down.
As we go into the second minute of injury time here at Holloway's Park, the shadow's lengthening. Mark's looking at Big Ben on his wrist.
Yes, I can't wait to get over that wall and congratulate the players. Another great second half by Slough.
As the ball's played long, Cornell's interested after it, keeps the ball in well. Down into that far corner, it's Warren Harris on it. Warren Harris using all his strength, keeping the ball in, but it's cleared. Not terribly foreign. It's a Slough throw right in front of the Burger van, which Jake Parsons will quickly take.
Yeah, and I think the number 5's looking at the menu. Oh.
Yep. Yeah, the number 5's keen on what's going on the Burger.
Yeah.
Parsons into Harris, and Harris loves a little battle down in that far corner. Tackle comes in from Endicott, and the referee, for some reason, looking all the way across to the far side.
Yeah, I mean,
for the decision. That is awful. He's within 5 yards of the decision.
That is what makes me laugh. The referee is 8 yards away from it. He's looked at his linesman, who is 48 yards away.
He said, is it a corner or
and
a throw?
he's asking
is it a corner or is it a goal
kick? I mean, it's now turned into a comedy of errors because the linesman has actually given a goal kick and the ref is now giving a throw-in.
A corner. It's a corner.
Oh, it's a corner. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah. He's given a corner as Ryan Parsons is making his way all the way back here. So Slough leaving plenty of numbers back. George Short just making his way slightly forward. Ball goes out again. I think it's a goal kick this time. We have played 47.5 minutes here as the ball's cleared by Thompson. Good header by Parsons. Parsons upfield, but Endicott gets after it, and he's rolling around on the floor like a baby as if he's been dead.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's just lost the plot.
All he's done is shank the ball out the ground.
He shanked it out. Slough aren't in any rush to give the ball back. And Ryan Parsons has a throw for Slough. Guy Hollis will now take the throw on the far side, almost in line with the dugouts. How long are we playing this half, Mr. Hayden? We have played 48 minutes so far. Long throw up to Ed Smith, who got jumped in the back by the big lump De La Salle. But now there's a foot race on. This could be the final bit of danger. Fraser heading back. Good flick over himself. And George Short should get to the second ball. If not, just clatter him, George. George Short wins a throw on the halfway line. Superb play by Fraser. I might actually change my mind. I think Fraser's had an absolute stonking game.
I think Sean Fraser's been man of the match. And Warren's got 2 goals and he's had a great one. But the other one for me, quietly good today, has been Ryan Parsons.
Yeah, they're 2 quality fullbacks as now Guy Hollis.
But Fraser today has
15
been
yards inside his own half.
Exceptional.
Long throw up the line. Well flicked on by Cornell up in the direction of Smith, but Endicott hit long and proud by Endicott. Mark Betts is just leaving me because he wants to get out on the pitch. But the ball's
not leaving just yet.
The ball's with Famey. Pass it down, but behind.
Yes, that's
but behind Dylan,
now.
And let's hope that would be that. We've played 49 minutes here at Holloway's Park. Slough Town 2, Royston Town 1. Both goals coming from Warren Harris in what has been a well battled out performance so far. Guy Hollis is going to take this throw in. Deep inside his own half. The shadows are getting long. Mark's almost on his bike. Thrown up the line. Flicked on again by Cornell. Flicked inside. Ed Smith's offside, unfortunately.
He was off.
As the ball comes through from as the ball comes through from McClurg. Eddie, don't get yourself booked. Thompson will use this final opportunity. Everyone get in the box. No Royston players in their own half, apart from the keeper who's taking the kick. Driven in towards the box. This will be it, ladies and gentlemen.
Somerville.
Good area. Somerville punches it. Comes out as far as it.
George
Short. Long clearance out towards the Royston dugout, and now quickly they are moving at pace as Nightingale takes the throw. Short, Endicott has it back, but that's a great tackle in there by Ryan Parsons. Ryan Parsons inside to Ed Smith, but a tackle coming back by Endicott, and they clear the ball well. But that is it, and Slough have won. They take the 3 points here. It is Slough Town 2, Royston Town 1. A final result, 3 more points to Slough, and it has been what has been a magnificent, exciting game here at Holloway's as the players are making their way off the pitch. I'm just waiting to see if the Warren Harris awarded man of the match. There was a lot of strong performances out there, but Harris was given the honour today as lots of very contented Slough players make their way back up. I can see the referee's assessor in his Coca-Cola cap making a few notes, and the two players, the teams of players are just shaking hands. Doesn't seem to be a lot of displeasure or discomfort between the two players. There's no real animosity towards the referee, just lots of shaking hands. And Royston are now gathering in the left-hand half, the half that they were attacking in the second half. And I would like to thank you all for listening today. It's been a fantastic afternoon. Once again, another 3 points, which is what Slough need. Is that going to kill off Royston? We don't know yet. Some other results. AFC Hayes, the full-time was 1-0. Uxbridge are winning 4-2 against Kettering, so they should get not only 3 points on Royston today, but 3 points back on Kettering as well. See if there's any other goals going in. Can't see any at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just have a look. Barton won 4-0. Kettering did lose 4-2. Daventry won 2-1. So no points going to that. But Rugby also dropped 3 points. So Rugby and Royston and Kettering all dropped 3 points on this big Saturday here in the Calor South League as the mascots are on the pitch. Everyone's walking away in this beautiful sunshine, and I'm going to bid you all a fond farewell. Thank you ever so much. I will speak to you all hopefully this Thursday night from what would be an immense game up at Barton. It will be an enormous challenge for the Rebels. But hopefully I will be there at about 7:45, 7:40. Let's see how we get on, but hopefully it will be another Slough victory. In the meantime, I'm wishing you all well. Have a great week and keep listening.